Hello. Hi, Bossy. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Carly. Carly girl. How's everybody doing? Let me know if we're all good and you can hear me. And if you're watching the replay, hello. Carly. Let me know how you ladies are doing. Oh, are you going to go eat? We'll have a good dinner. Maybe we'll see you in a little bit. Hi, Vera. Katie will be here in a little bit. She's putting the baby to sleep. Hi, Katie Beach. Yay, we're going to be together. Oh, I'm so glad you came in even for a minute, Psych. What are you having for dinner? Inquiring minds want to know. I had Chinese. Yay, Leanne's here. Hey, Carolyn. I like the little butterfly. Hi, Kentucky girl. Were they getting deleted before? Bossy? Why were they being deleted? That Chinese was good. I had lo mein. Hi, Saints. How are you doing? Let us know. Oh, pasta with homemade sauce. Yes. I'm a pasta girl. Sorry if you can hear my dogs eating. She's really loud. I got some videos to play tonight, some of the new ones. But we'll wait till my Katie gets here. Hi, Karen Collins. Oh, that's so sweet. I just got a haircut finally. You know how I was griping about my hair. I'm not real thrilled with this haircut, but it is what it is. But thank you. I had to go back to my cheater glasses because last time I couldn't hardly see the comments. Oh, it's 7 here in Ohio. All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Psych. Yeah, I never get upset about a haircut because I have baby fine hair, but it grows so fast. So I thought she went a little short on my bangs, and oh well. You guys are so sweet. I always feel so much better when we have a live and get together. Y'all are so nice. Carly, do you want to come on the mic tonight? You haven't been on the mic in forever. You guys are so sweet. Oh, work was pretty busy this week. It slowed down like Thursday and Friday, but the beginning of the week, oh my gosh. It was crazy busy. I was like, is it Christmas already? But you guys know, do your Christmas shopping early because there's not going to be anything. This shipping problems at the ports, we can't get anything. We can't get popcorn tins this year. Oh, it's getting bad. We can't hardly get anything. Hi, Sue Elliott. How are you? See, I must just be later than is everybody in the early time zones? That's why I think you guys are all night owls, but you're on the other side of the country. Oh, I'm glad, Bossy. That worked out well. I know, no popcorn tins. I have a few. I over-ordered last year, so I have a few left from last year, but usually what a lot of people like is a little 1 gallon sizes. I've only got like 4 or 5 of the 1 gallon. Oh, we're glad to have you, Leanne. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, CJ. Welcome. You guys will find we're just a real chill group. We just like to chat and have a good time and relax. Hi, April. Central. See, I'm Eastern, so I don't know if you guys know too. We sell those little push pop, cotton candy push pops. Those are getting. So I buy the plastic containers to put them in, and those I can't get any till next year. So I don't know what I'm going to do. No, it's just going to get worse. So do your Christmas shopping early. I'm telling you, it's going to be bad. They say buy your holiday dinner and freeze it. Yeah. Our Walmart grocery store looks like it's going out of business. The shelves are always empty. You can't get anything. Oh, thank you, CJ. I thought it was important, given what we're talking about, to put that phone number up just in case, if it helps one person, if one person sees it. A lot of people lurk and don't type in the chat, but they watch and they listen. So I thought, well, we'll put it up and maybe it'll help somebody. All the ships are stuck out on port, Carly, and can't get unloaded because of labor shortages and all that. So those ships are all just sitting out there waiting to be unloaded. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, Vera. Hi, Christoph. How are you? Hi, Leela. You're just cleaning up after dinner? Well, you just listen while you clean up the kitchen. I was putting in a candy order today for my shop, and hardly any of the candies come in. None of the Christmas stuff has come in. They don't know if they're going to get it in time. It's all sitting out there on a ship in the port waiting to be unloaded, and they don't even know if they'll get it in time for Christmas. So I bought some extra candy I don't usually buy, just thinking people probably going to need any candy they can get for Christmas. So I just tried to get what I could because everything was sold out. No, that's a good idea, Sue. I believe that too, CJ, that DB is on the rise because of Rona. I think that's definitely had an effect too. Out of pumpkin spice. Yeah, it's everything. This is the time of year too where we take big orders for Christmas. Like I have a vet that orders from me every year, and some other people that order big orders every year for their employees and stuff. And I've told them this year, if I can't guarantee the price anymore. Usually, they order it now and I ship it late December. I can't guarantee the prices because we're getting price increases like every month. It's crazy. Oh, that's a good point. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'll see if I do that, then it hides my banner. See, I wish I'd figure out a better way to do these banners. Ice cream is going to get bad. My friend owns a shop and they don't have steel for the cardboard containers. Yeah, it's affecting everything. Everything. Oh, Vera, I agree. I always recommend that. Buy local, go to farms, buy from crafters. It's just, even small business like me, I can't get popcorn tins, so that's definitely going to affect my sales this year because usually popcorn tins are everything, and for the holidays. And we can't get gift baskets. I think I got 200 back in June, and I can't get any more. The little wicker baskets, I could get 200 and that was it. And that won't be nearly enough. Oh, Carly, can you get Bobby Brown? Is Carly still here? I got it. I couldn't remember how to do it. Oh, I think it's going to be we didn't have trouble getting anything last year. But yeah, it's going to be bad this year. See you, Bobby. Nobody's got time for that. I just think it's crazy, like Walmart. Just the simplest things, like they're out of chips, cereal. It's mind-boggling. See, is Carly still here? Carly, did you leave? Oh, there she is. Oh, don't worry about it. I couldn't remember for a second how to do it. I haven't had to block anybody in such a long time, which is a good thing. I was like, how do we do that? I made my daughter Katie a moderator too, so that'll help. She should be coming in any second. She's putting baby love to sleep first. I thought maybe I should switch it 8 to 10. Maybe I should do that. Maybe 7's too early. No, she cannot, Leela. Carly, there's no bathroom breaks. Yeah, Sue, that's what ours look like. They're literally going out of business, or it looks like the day after Christmas. There's nothing. The shelves are empty. But our Walmart's been like that for months. It's not new. It's been that for months. They've been like that. You know, the toilet paper shortage was bad enough. Now it's going to be a lot of food. Let's talk about Eureka. That's funny. Hey, my kids loved living there. I did not like it so much, but the kids loved it. So let me know what you guys think of Dog the Bounty Hunter. I did no, that's enough. Sorry, guys. I did a poll on Twitter of whether people think Dog the Bounty Hunter will catch Brian. And I was really surprised. It was like 70% said yes, they think he will. I thought it'd be more 50-50. But 70% said they thought Dog was going to catch him. My brother works for a food company. It's awful. Meat, paper goods, fish. Yeah, and there's the whole chicken shortage. Did you guys hear about that? Like, we're next to Crino's Pizza, and they can't get chicken wings. Yes, it's a dog. Dog the Bounty Hunter, and my dog. She had to pipe in on that. I think there's a lot of mixed feelings about Dog the Bounty Hunter getting involved. Either people think he's a savior, or they think he's just doing it for publicity. I think it's a little bit of both. I think Dog will do most of the work, then the FBI will swoop in and take all the credit. That could be. See, somebody on Twitter said they thought, maybe it was you, I don't know. Everybody has a different Twitter name. But they said, I think he'll get it all done and then just let somebody else take credit. But I don't see Dog. I think he would want pictures. He always takes pictures of him, you know, with the person he caught in handcuffs or whatever. I know, isn't that funny, Leanne? Start talking about the Dog, the Bounty Hunter, and my dog barks. I do believe that, Mama T, that people are more likely to talk to Dog and his daughter Lisa on Twitter than probably the FBI or the police. I totally agree. I know, Carly. You think, how could he still be hiding when his face is everywhere? Yeah, I read about that too, Leanne. Well, and the man does know how to find people. He's made a living off of it for how many years? He does know how to find people. I do think he should stop. Like the last couple nights, he made it sound like he was within an hour of catching Brian. I think you kind of have to watch that, or people get like, oh, okay, not this again. Maybe they did, though, said who. Maybe the FBI knew and didn't, because the FBI is never going to tell what they know. I mean, I can't believe they didn't know. I think they knew and they just didn't talk about it. I could be wrong, though. You guys let me know what you think. Hi, Lewis. Wow. What a beautiful area. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I'll butcher it. I truly don't know much about Dog and was surprised when he surfaced, but I hope he does find him. Yeah, me too. Valerie. Hey, lady. Good to see you. The FBI reputation is in the toilet. The gymnastic essay they covered up was just, I agree with you there. That was horrible. 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 But I know they're always tight-lipped and don't really talk about. I've got a clip of that, said who, of Molly Golightly. I couldn't believe she did that. That's outlandish even for her. How desperate you got to be to do what she did. If anybody wants to see the clip, let me know and I'll play it. But she's so far over the line. Oh, my God. How embarrassing. Argentina. I can say that. It's Buenos Aires. See, I can't say it. Katie could. When my daughter comes, she's good at that. Oh, Bossy, I knew about her way back when I was watching stuff about Aaron Carter, and she was using him. She's a user, in my opinion. She uses people just to get views on YouTube. She's not. What is she? She acts like she's a life coach or something. It's ridiculous. Yeah, overreacting for sure. Hi, Mama T. You never heard of Molly Golightly? You're probably better off. Like I said, I've got the clip if anybody wants to see it. I agree, April, and I hope you're not counting me in as one. I think it's all getting out of hand. You know, you can speculate on stuff, but then you have to say that you're speculating and that it's not a fact, and, you know, don't spread things as a fact that you don't know are a fact. That's where it gets hurtful. Do you want to see here? We'll play it. I've got some other clips to play, but I don't want to play them until my daughter gets here. So we'll try this Molly Golightly so I can make sure I'm doing it right. It'll give me good practice, okay?
I flew from Hershey to be here. And they're just sitting there, peeking out their windows. Well, I'm dirty.
Can you guys see it, hear it okay?
Soothing.
Let me know in the comments.
Dirty laundry. This house should be burned. That'll get you out.
Exactly, Bossy.
I swear to God, these people, I want to see them fined for this search. They know what happened. Or he lied. Because I'm going to tell you something. What got my heart was when I saw the manipulation that their son did with those cops.
Thank you, Valerie.
He had those cops eating out of the palm of their hand. That's a talent. You got to be psychotic in order to do that. You got to be psychotic.
Molly, you do it too much, Molly.
And they let the girl. That girl was troubled. I think she saw something. She knew something. And then to separate
Yes, this is Molly Golightly. She's got a YouTube channel.
Her stay in the camper and him in a hotel. No.
Hi, Angel.
I'm sorry. This is not right.
I don't know.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
What's your name?
Who's filming her?
Marissa Zadinsky.
Spell that last name for me.
Marissa.
Oh, it's a news channel interviewing
Z
her.
as in Zulu, D as in Delta, A as in Alpha, Z as in Zulu, Indigo, and SKY, Zadinsky.
So you came here just...
Yes. I want to see them. I want to see the FBI drag
Oh my gosh, she's so outrageous.
and give some answers. This does not make sense. This is, listen, I got free speech too.
You know, in my opinion, she's just doing this to get on the news.
I'm not trying to be a drama queen, but the more that I see, everyone is reacting to this.
Okay, that's probably enough. Was that enough? She's so extra. You know she did that just to be that off the wall, just so one of those news cameras would do that and come up to her and ask her who she is. You know, probably if the news had known that she's got a YouTube channel and stuff, they would have probably just stayed away from her. I think she just tried to get on the news, Carly. That's what I think. And she got on there. Look at how many people have shared that clip, including me. So it got her out there, and that's probably all she wanted. Exactly, Katie Beach. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. The thing is, yeah, Miss Heather, extra indeed. Hi, Kick Save. Yeah, I guess see, that's how I felt, Angel. I was like, she's still on YouTube. Oh, that's mean. I hadn't seen her in forever. I didn't know she was still on YouTube, but apparently she is. Oh, there's my Katie. Katie's here. Katie, how come you're not coming on the camera? I know, that's what I said, Eliza. It is. I'm going with everybody else. She got exactly what she wanted, and that's all of us playing her video. Being a nurse to go lightly just reminds me of the crap we give for enemas. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I had to give you the link. Oh, I'm losing my mind. That would help, wouldn't it? Should be there now. We were testing my videos, Katie, to see if I could get them working. So I did the Molly Go Lightly video. I couldn't play the whole thing, though. I had to turn it off. Not sure you want to know more, huh, Valerie? I heard that, Leanne. I heard they were calling out Katie. There's my beautiful daughter. Hi, Katie.
Oh.
Hi. See, you're always in the dark. I tried to do that, and it makes me look really bad, so I turn the lights back on.
This room doesn't really have. I have a fan, but I don't have an overhead light. So all I have is my computer light.
I think your light looks great.
Aw,
it doesn't look great on me, though.
Fight me.
I need to get a ring light and all that.
We all need those things.
Hey, Christoph, I think she was just there to get on the news and spread her name around. I truly think that's the only reason she did it. Did you see the Molly Go Lightly video, Katie?
No.
The crazy YouTuber that went to Brian Laundrie's house?
Oh, God, why?
You didn't see it?
No. When did this happen?
Today.
Oh, my gosh.
Let me see if I can. We'll just play just a real quick clip for Katie. We were waiting for you, and I wanted to make sure I could play these.
Oh, yeah. The kids, like, bedtime, what's that? So.
I flew from Hershey to be here. And they're just sitting there, peeking out their windows. Well, I'm dirty.
You're just crazy.
Very suiting.
Yeah, girl, you dirty.
Laundry. This house should be burned. That'll get you out. I swear to God, these people.
Oh, my goodness. Knowing literally nothing about her.
Just was she down on views?
I think she needed to. She flew there from Philadelphia just so she could scream at stupid stuff at the house.
Oh my goodness.
And she even said at one point, she said somebody should burn this house down, which is just disgusting. And
well, that's just, girl, all that's gonna get you is a terrorism charge.
Yeah.
You're not doing yourself any favors. The FBI is probably already tired, and I'm sure the Northport police are too, with all the people that are down there. So
they're gonna be
at
exhausted.
this point, they're just gonna start charging people who are down there being stupid.
Oh, is that what Molly Go Lightly said, Bossy? That if Dog finds him, she's never paying taxes again. She's so ignorant.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody has fun plans tonight, Katie, except for us. It's either going to dinner, going to the movies.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't happen when you have a toddler. Not that it happened much for me before anyway, because I'm a homebody, but
I know that Brian, that reporter everybody likes so much, Katie Brian. I don't know how you say his last name.
I think it's Enton, yeah.
Enton. That's who he was interviewing Molly Golightly, not knowing she's a crazy YouTuber. The poor guy. I feel so bad.
I mean, she fits right in with Florida,
Yeah.
Like Florida woman, Florida man. She could be a native. I'm really surprised that we've gotten to this point and still haven't found him.
I thought he would be found before this weekend. I really did.
I really thought we'd get to go live this week being like, he's in custody. Yay, bring them charges.
Yeah, I did too. I want some wine. I got his tea again.
I'm finishing an energy drink. I just got off a meeting with my boss before I came to this. So I needed caffeine.
I'm trying to find that other video that made me so sad today. Let me see if I can find it.
Aaron, that's awesome. I aspire to this.
Did you see all the new videos they released, Katie?
The cop videos, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm asking again, where are our mansplainers that wanted me to believe that Brian was such a beaten man? And here's Gabby going, yeah, he hit me.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the one where he's telling the other cop about domestic violence. Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I about cried watching it today.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a clip of it.
I think that makes it more clear, too, because I agreed with a lot of people, and I still don't know that it would have been a bad situation either way that the cops had gone. But I think that this makes it more obvious, too, that they recognize that there was something going on here.
Yeah.
And it just really, really hurts. And like that he was even like, and then they get to that point where they get killed, and I'm just like, I need some self-awareness here.
I don't think they were bad cops or anything.
But I still think it's
if they would have just followed why the law was passed, was just for situations like this where you have two of them, you don't really know who hit who, or did they both hit each other, so you arrest them both.
Right.
And that's why you do it.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, especially I think when they're young, I think in a lot of cases that's enough to jar whoever's the true non-abuser in this case into being like, I need to get out. Can you imagine if you as like a 20-year-old had gotten arrested because of a domestic violence incident between you and your fiance? That's going to lead you to a lot of thinking and a lot of, retrospective thoughts here that maybe this isn't the path you want to go down in life. And it could change for a lot of people. But if you're not applying the law, we don't get to ever give those people that chance to really be like, there's something wrong with my relationship if we're getting arrested.
Did you see Leela said, Katie, those splainers are still around infesting a few chats.
Bring them to me.
But they've never come back here. And they really gave me and Katie a hard time that first night for daring to imply that she could have been a DV victim too. Yeah. They didn't like it at all.
No.
But that's what I kept saying. I've had so many friends in that situation, and the look on her face was just like my friends were. I just had this gut feeling that that's what the situation was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said who, and that's why they do it. That's why they pass those laws to either arrest one or both of them, because so many times the DV victim will stand up for their abuser for whatever reason. I mean, we could go on about that all night.
Right. That's a whole nother thing. But it boggles me too, because they wanted to try to enforce the separation. But a lot of people pointed out that if Brian's half as controlling as people said that he was, there was no way that they actually stayed separated that night. And
yeah, I don't think so either.
You just let them basically both walk back into that and had the city pay for a hotel room for him for no reason at that point. So
Jennifer said if Gabby had been arrested, she would have called her parents. They would have had a lot to say about the situation.
Right.
I picture the dad flying over to bail Gabby out and take her home. And see, I think that's what would have happened. I mean, we'll never know for sure.
No.
But there's a good chance that is what would have happened.
Yeah.
The cops are in a tourist city. They don't want to destroy their trip by bringing them to jail, I guess. Well, sometimes you got to ruin somebody's vacation too.
New York cops don't give a crap about your vacation. And I think more places need to have that mindset. You're coming to my city and you're bringing your drama here. So, but I mean, I guess I can see it from both sides that, yeah, you're not really going to be bringing good business if you're arresting the tourists. But
I'm going to play a little bit of that clip, just a warning in case somebody doesn't want to hear it. You can mute it. Oh, there's Katie's dog.
Yeah, he's being a little jerk tonight.
I agree, Vera. I have seen men who have been abused too.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. They should have just arrested them both.
The domestic assault code is there. It's there to protect people, especially the reason why they don't give us discretion on these things is because too many times women who are at risk want to go back to their abuser. They just wanted him to stop, and they don't want to have to be separated. They don't want him charged. They don't want him to go to jail, and then they end up getting worse and worse treatment, and then they end up getting killed. Mm-hmm. In no way, shape, or form that I can perceive does what happened here, a little slap fight between
See, that offends me.
fiancés who love each other want to be
A
together.
little slap fight.
Can I perceive that this is going to digress into the situation where he's going to be a battered man?
Right.
But then again, I don't have a crystal ball.
But even then, he seems more concerned with Brian at that point. That this is going to digress into a situation where he's a battered man. What about her being a battered woman?
Yeah.
You guys got the statements from two different witnesses and from both of them, and they both basically agreed that they hit each other. So why are we only worried about Brian here?
It just does seem that way.
Yeah.
In all the
It still
interactions.
boggles my mind whenever I watch the original scenes where he's
It's
smiling
already
and
over.
happy-go-lucky and she's terrified. And you walked out of that going, I hope he doesn't become a battered man.
Well, and I was surprised because I thought originally they didn't have both the 911 calls, but they did.
Mm-hmm.
They did have both of them where one said she hit Brian and the other one said Brian hit her. So they did have both of them.
Right.
It was just a short clip, Christoph, so it's already over. That's why I thought I'd warn you all before I played it, and you could mute or whatever, but they're very short. They're not very long.
Yeah. And at least, I mean, that wasn't the cop or the clip with like Gabby crying and stuff like that. That was
No,
just
I
the cops talking about what the law was and why they weren't going to do it. So.
No, I wouldn't want to have been that officer either, but I think if they would just stick to what the law was written, I know it's hard. I know, Leanne, that's what haunts me. It's like he knew and he's discussing it and he's saying all the right things and then he still wobbles and goes against it. Because I remember, since I'm old, I remember years ago where if somebody, either a man or a woman, wouldn't press charges, there was nothing the police could do and they had to just walk away. And this is what I was explaining to my son tonight. Then years go by and they finally get smart and change the law to where it doesn't matter if they don't want to press charges. The police can still arrest one or both or whatever. They don't need anybody's permission anymore, which was supposed to put an end to some of this.
Angel, I don't know. I'm like trying to remember from the first videos. I do think that there was discussion of arresting her, not just a citation. And then they moved to, they contacted like the social worker and they decided on putting him in a hotel for the night and her staying in the van and separating them that way.
I don't know, Leanne. I keep wondering that too. And see, I have a clip of where they're talking to the one, can't remember. Let me see. Because I do have a clip of the police talking on the phone to one of the witnesses. So I'm just going to, if anybody wants to mute, let me see. I got it here somewhere. Oh, I thought I had it. Hang on just a minute.
Like how? Okay. Very, very important question. How you? 22-year-old blonde hair.
Who's Cassie?
Well, I must have forgot. I thought I had it. Because I saw a short clip of one. I don't know. Hey, perfect. Who is Cassie? Leanne said, I lived in LA. The law changed after OJ. All cases went to the DA.
Oh, right. His sister, who's been found out to be a freaking liar, like a straight up liar this week.
Oh, because she admitted that he came by her house now.
And that she saw him. Would have had to have seen him at the camping thing, too. She said she hadn't seen him since September 6th, but then she was apparently at the campgrounds when they were there. I don't get her statement, too. She made a statement about, I wish I could see him, or I wish I could talk to him. Like, the way that she said it, I'm like, why can't you talk to him? Like, it doesn't sound like a matter of, like, he's lost or he's gone, but, like, I can't talk to him right now kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the way that it came across was not, my brother's missing, and I really hope he comes home, but, like, I can't talk to him right now. And I'm just like, you guys are outing yourselves so badly.
Seems like such an odd reaction where
Yeah.
we think you'd be upset and be like, oh my God, I wish we could find my brother and I hope he's okay.
I hope he's alive. I hope he's okay. I hope he comes home and talk to me. I wish I could talk to him. And I'm just like, who acts like this?
Crazy to me. I'm going to take myself out for a minute while I try to find this video. Because that way people won't hear it. Because I don't know which one it is. So you guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
She left me to entertain you, and this is a bad idea. Did they even issue a citation? I don't believe so. No. I don't believe anything was issued to either one of them. I would also like to see the unedited version of the sisters' interview because, like, the edited version's just hella damning. Yes, I do think it's interesting that, like, all of a sudden their lawyer knows how to talk this week and that they're trying to suddenly make the statement too of we're not hiding him and we're not helping him, but that it took them 3 weeks to make that statement. So it's just, yes, the takeover. Let's not let her back in. This is, I mean, it really is hers though. Ollie, you come here to see her and she runs this and she's also coming over tomorrow. So, like, I would have some things to answer for. You know, Pippi Longstocking, I think that the number of murders and missing people in Moab right now is absolutely staggering. And that, like, we haven't had, like, true missing persons cases or murders there in, like, 15 years. And now, you know, there's, like, 4 murders now. Gabby, the 2 women, and the 1 hiker. Plus there's 2 or 3 more missing hikers. And I'm like, this is all just really suspicious. So it's a little much to say that, like, during the time that they were all there together, that none of this was connected. So I don't know. I also think it's interesting that bodies are showing up, you know, around Florida where they're searching for him as well. So it's just a lot. I don't know. I have a hard time. Like, I've read so much about the couple's murder, and I cannot, like, force myself in one way. I'm like, I think it's a lot to say that, like, they were in the same place at the same time and they're not connected. I can see something behind some of the conspiracy theories that say, like, they may have been, I guess, at the same bar on the same night, and that maybe he did something to them. Gabby was a witness. Gabby lost it, and that's why Brian killed her. I think it's a lot, though. But I also think that to say that all of these murders and all of these missing people during the same 2 weeks are not connected is a huge stretch.
Is Kitty hijacking me?
Yes, we have decided that this is now mine. And even though I don't know the majority of your followers yet, that they are now mine as well.
They're yours
I told
too.
them, like, you're coming over tomorrow. And so, you know, I guess I should be nice.
I'm going to go hug my little love bug tomorrow. Okay, I found the video.
Cool.
You have to see this. Now, I'm just giving a warning in case anybody doesn't want to listen, but this doesn't have Gabby or Brian in it. It's the police talking to the witness on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So just so everybody knows, I'll give you a second. If you don't want to listen, you can mute it.
Hi, Crystal.
To get in. So maybe,
Okay.
I don't, it was, the whole thing was off. And so, no, I didn't see anything that was like him chasing after her or hitting her or vice versa. It was kind of light and they were almost kind of laughing and I wasn't sure if they were just joking around, to be honest, but then it got more strange as he was in the vehicle about to drive off.
But you did see her slapping him, though, it sounds like.
Yes, it was like, my memory is he was in the driver's seat and she has the driver's door open and she's like kind of hitting him either in the arm or maybe on the face, maybe with an open hand, like, hey, let me in, don't be a jerk, something like that.
Okay. Well, you know, your story is really, really helpful because you're an independent witness and we've just interviewed both of them. And what you're saying is making everything make a lot of sense. So I really appreciate that I ran into you and that I was able to get your number and talk to you. So thank you very much. If we need to ask for a written statement, obviously it's voluntary, it's helpful, but at this point I don't know if we need to go that far unless you're around and super willing at this moment. I can meet you and get a statement.
Yeah, no, I live here, totally willing to do that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Maybe I'll just go, I can go write it down now before memory fades, because like I said, I was kind of just casually observing, but something did seem off, and
Hi, Crystal.
just wanted to make sure that no one was in a bad situation. So
Where can we find you to give you a form real quick?
So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Especially that the witness tries multiple times to be like, what I saw seemed like it was in fun until he seemed like he was trying to leave her on the side of the road.
Well, and he even says, well, she's hitting him with an open hand, like, don't be a jerk, which is much different than somebody hitting somebody. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, and that it also, that his scratches and stuff like that seem to have come from when he was trying to leave her on the side of the road, or she thought he was leaving her on the side of the road and she was diving in through a window or through the door. Like, it's not an excuse if it's actually a domestic violence situation. But again, it was her van. He was trying to leave her, or she thought he was trying to leave her. And that's when he got the only actual injuries. And then that's also when he pushed her by the face and neck back. So I'm just like, you know.
See, I agree with B Rocket where she says, yeah, that's what bothers me, making her the abuser. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say that, but it does seem like they really wanted her to be the aggressor.
Circles back to, oh, so you did see her slap him then. Okay. Well, that lines up with what we want.
Just glosses right over him saying that he was being rough with her.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, and that makes me, that goes back to their statement when they're talking about the domestic violence law. And he's like, and then he, you know, I don't know that this is going to digress to him being a battered man. And I'm still just like, and her a battered woman? No, crickets. Okay.
Yeah, Billy said he knew how threatening it was to leave her, threatening to leave her would be. Yeah, that's scary.
I mean, I think almost anybody would be terrified of being left in the desert alone, but much less when you are 20 years old and 105 pounds. Like, you've got nothing.
I don't know if they're releasing them in waves, because that's just how they're, you know, somebody's probably following those public information things to get them released.
I think that's part of it. They also said that there's an investigation going on and the chief has stepped down or taken a leave of absence or something like that in the wake of it. So, because he does mention in one of the videos too that he called the chief or the assistant chief or something like that about all of this, about how to handle it as well. So it wasn't necessarily even just their, like the cops on scene's decision making, but some top down stuff that obviously needs to be re-examined.
Kay Baxter, please check out the interview done with the woman that actually found the bodies in Mohab. It's scary.
Glasses are too
See,
reflective.
somebody else said that, and I didn't see where that video was out. Have you seen that one, Katie?
No.
I never thought the two were related, but it seems like we have quite a few that think they are.
I think there's a decent chance that they are. I think that chalking them
Do you
up to
really?
a complete coincidence is silly. Well, that plus now there's been another murder or another murdered body found. He went missing at the same time. Like I think 4 or 5 days prior to Gabby, he went missing. Now his body's been found. It's been ruled a homicide. His brother is still missing. And I'm just like, there hasn't been a murder in the Moabs for 15 years. So saying that there's 4 of them in a span of a month is completely coincidental is a lot for me.
Yeah. Well, and I don't usually believe in coincidence.
Right.
Or coinkydinks.
Yes. But also, I was talking to them about it when you were looking for that clip. The couple was actually in the same bar as Gabby and Brian on the night that they disappeared. So that's a lot of coincidence also.
Tariff said, who's the lady on the left? She talks sense. Does she have a YouTube channel? She's right here with me. That's my beautiful daughter.
See, on my screen, I'm on the right. So I'm like, that's my mama.
Oh, I thought he was talking about you and you think they're talking about me. Oh, you're so cute.
No, I exist solely on YouTube to prop up my mama.
Aw, we have so much fun together.
We really need to take our girls' weekend and film it and
I know.
harass the good people.
We're trying to find our weekend.
And
our weekend to go to Circleville and film about the letter writer.
Yes. I just, if somebody would like to come potty train my toddler, because that's what's causing a problem right now. I really need to take a weekend off and get that done. And it's kind of interrupting life. I know the Utah sheriff said that there was no connection, but the FBI is actually involved in the couple's deaths also. And the FBI has said 0 about it, which makes me wonder.
The taking her phone is the most troubling to me because I doubt she had anyone's phone number memorized. And that's a bad thing with these cell phones. None of us memorize any numbers anymore.
Right.
I was talking about that the other day for kids because, when my kids were growing up, the thing was to get them to memorize their phone number in case they got lost or needed help. And I'm like, what do the parents do now?
Honestly, there's some wisdom. Well, I mean, mine's young, so this is kind of for young kids in general, but we write it on their arm if we're at a place where she could get lost and separated.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, it was a couple of years ago, but when we would take the dog to the like doggy daycare thing, and my phone number was the account number, and Jay would have to ask me for my number because he didn't have it memorized. And I was like, you should probably have that memorized. Like, I am your emergency contact and only family in this state. But it is anymore. We don't memorize numbers because they're right there.
Perfect. And I didn't really think they were connected either, but I'm open-minded. I could change my mind. I don't know. Harder for me to believe, I guess, than it is for my daughter. Yeah, Dayline just did one on the Circleville letters, but I don't agree at all with what they concluded. So I'm still going to do mine. We live right by it, Angel. We live like 40 minutes from Circleville. So we're going to go down there and ask the people of Circleville what they think.
That's a good idea, Pippi Longstocking. My kid learns by song, so I like the idea of singing it to him until they memorize it.
Drop your Cash App, baby girls. That's so sweet. So I guess
I'm too old to have Cash App. Like, what?
So I guess with kids now, you just teach her your cell phone number?
Mm-hmm. We've been working on basically, if she's separated from us, she needs to find a family, not an individual adult, a family. Go find somebody with kids. And that hopefully she would have our number on her. But at the very least, she needs to find a family and she needs to stay with them. So just as like a safety thing. You don't find an adult alone anymore. You not just say, go find the adult. We say, go find the family.
That's
Which
makes
is a
sense.
sad indication of the times, but also, yes, makes a lot of sense.
One last thought. In the cop car, they had a jolly talk about what to see in Cali. Maybe. See, I've heard a lot of people say that maybe he went to all the places the police told him to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Billy says, when I was 22, I lived in the Mojave for a while, so this is weird to me. I bet it is weird. Yeah, nobody has a landline anymore, so everything has changed.
Yeah.
Because I used to not believe in giving kids a cell phone too young, but then I got to thinking, they don't have a landline to use like we had. You know, I was calling friends when I was 9, 10 years old.
Right.
We had a landline. Bye, Aaron. It was good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Vera has a question for you, Mama.
Oh, thank you, Perfect 10. Thank you for that.
Aw, thanks.
Who had a question, Katie?
Vera, she was asking if it was okay to mention another channel that was doing interviews.
Oh, yeah. Go right ahead.
I didn't think you'd have a problem with it,
No.
but, you know.
Go right ahead. I have no issue with it. But
We
thank you
give
for
credit
asking.
where credit is due around here.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
We don't have that kind of pool. Nobody wants to talk to two girls from Ohio right now. I don't know why. We're perfectly lovely people.
I'd laugh so hard. Not to get too far off track, but I thought this was so funny. They were saying that Katie Joy did a live last night. I think it was last night. And she had like 1,000 people there, and she was mad because it wasn't enough people. So she told them she's going to discontinue. She's going to shut her live down because it wasn't enough people.
Wow. So those
She was
1,000
30
people just weren't worth it to her. Way to
Plus
like
somebody
smack
said
all
she-
your followers in the face.
Somebody said she was like 30 minutes late, and somebody was like, well, maybe because you were late. And she's like, no, it's not because I'm late. And she's like, I'm not going to.
There's no respect there. None.
None.
I still don't really know who she is. I love listening to you guys talk about her, but
Katie's
I'm just
always
like-
lost. She don't know what we're talking about.
I don't understand why anybody follows this woman at this point.
I just thought we're so happy to get 50 to 100.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine saying, oh, well, there's only 1,000 people in here. Let's shut it down.
I like the 50 to 100 thing. Like, I think it's like easy to follow chat. It's easy to talk to people to bring them into the conversation. I feel like if you have 1,000 and it's just whipping by, then it's just really
Oh,
you
it would. Carly
talking to
could
your
tell
damn
you
self, and that's not fun.
that night we had 600-800. It was crazy to me. Crazy. Oh, thank you, Psychedelic. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Was it is Psycho the one that left for dinner? Because I'm hungry. And you guys were talking
You are
about
not
Chinese
even
food
sweet.
when I was putting the baby down, and I haven't had Chinese food in like I don't know, maybe since for Mother's Day when I got it for you for Mother's Day. I haven't had it since then.
No, Pippi, I'll have to go. I got to go look for it too. I didn't think you meant any disrespect at all.
Mm-mm.
There was a wedding party of 100 people that could see. Yeah. And I know they were asking on social media, anybody that went to that wedding to get a hold of the police.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that.
Yeah. Well, that actually reminds me of something that I thought was interesting because, you know, when Dog first came on the scene and he started talking about this campsite, and everybody's kind of like, oh, well, damn, like this is some news. And the FBI makes this statement. They're like, yeah, we knew about the campsite, but we didn't find it credible because nobody saw them there. And the family who is in the site near them turns out to have pictures of Brian. And I'm like, how did you guys determine that nobody saw Brian there when you didn't even talk to these people who has pictures of him walking across the field behind him? And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't feel like I've tried really hard to be like, they're not talking to us about this stuff because, you know, they don't want the information to get around to Brian. They're keeping it tight. And I still believe that to a big extent. But it seemed like there was some defensiveness when Dog came on the scene. And then for them to be like, oh, well, we just overruled that as being like a lead. And then Dog's like, but. And now we find out that Cassie was there when she said she wasn't. I'm like, there's a whole lot going on here that should have been explored before freaking Dog showed up. So.
Everybody's getting Chinese food. My Chinese was really good tonight, I have to say.
I want lo mein.
I had lo mein, and then I always order cashew chicken with no chicken. Oh, it's a good thing
You
they're
are
the
so
big.
wrong.
It's the place next to my popcorn store, so they know me and they know they're like, oh, it's just Kay again ordering cashew chicken with no chicken.
It's just that weird woman again.
D-Rocket.
I agree. I want him to find him.
I think everybody wants Dog to find him before the FBI does.
What blew my mind too, Billy, was that they hadn't searched the camper until yesterday. I'm like, we knew about this camping trip weeks ago at this point, and you guys didn't get a warrant to search the camper that you knew he was in after her. It just hurts my brain. Like, it really, really hurts my brain. I'm like, imagine everything that they could have done to the camper by this point. Bleached it out, cleaned it out, done whatever they wanted to it, made any excuse for what's in it. And we're just now searching it.
Oh, thank you, Carrie. We're glad to have you here, too. Yeah, I'm still shocked about that he wasn't under surveillance. I will never get over that.
No,
that
I won't either.
He got away and nobody knew. I still don't understand how that happened. I will never understand that. I really won't.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be hard to get warrants, but I wonder how much of this was because the FBI just kind of wrote off this camping trip as not being a big deal. Like, it really seems like it wasn't until a dog drew more attention to this campground and that they were all three there, that 3 of them got in, but maybe only 2 of them checked out. And by the way, his sister came in for a while, even though she said she hadn't seen him, and all of this stuff, that they were like, oh, let's go search a camper.
It's crazy. If my daughter came home without her fiance, I would be driving her to the police station to give them the details. Exactly.
Right? Not taking them on a freaking camping trip. Like,
welcome to the group, Greg.
Who got blocked? I want to block people.
Oh, did somebody get? It wasn't me, was it?
His daughter blocked her.
Katie went.
Isn't like
Katie
dogs?
had blocked somebody earlier, but you weren't here.
I missed it. Really? They had to come on and be entertaining in my 15 minutes I wasn't here.
We rarely have to block anybody.
Now I'm gonna be cranky. Did they at least say anything good?
She said it's amazing they let him have such a head start. I was just shocked. I still don't know how he got out of that house with nobody seeing him. How did that happen? I don't get it. Oh, look, Irish is here.
What's up, Irish?
We were playing videos earlier, Irish. I figured out how to do it. Are you proud?
Well, keep me along. That's actually like another really good point too. So the Laundries own a yacht company. Like, if he wanted to be on a boat, he could be on, and going from like island to island, which it looks like might be actually what's happening. His parents have the boat company. What the hell, man?
Syke says, in my opinion, they had jurisdiction issues at first. But you can always keep somebody under surveillance. They do it all the time.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to have a warrant and stuff to follow them, at least. I'm not saying a bunch of cops wanted to actually follow him into the reserve, but to maybe at least make sure that that's where he was instead of just his car being parked there.
Because I've been following true crime all my life, it seems like. That's why my husband always tells people, don't make my wife mad. She knows all the ways. But they always, like Letitia Stausch, I keep going back to her. They kept her under surveillance from the minute her stepson went missing. They were watching everything she did. They were following her everywhere she went. What's up, Kay Baxter Jr.? Isn't that cute?
It's so true, too.
Do you want the link?
There's other people who are like, no, I won't become my mama. I am ready to become my mama, okay? And my daughter is already my own mini-me, and it's terrifying. She refused to wear pants today and would only eat ice cream, and I'm like, yeah, you're mine.
I put the link in there, Irish. He could get fish from locals that paddle out to you and juice from his parents' juicers. He only wants a glass, though. See, people are talking about that on Twitter, and I said, really, when you're on the run, some of that stuff may go out the window. You may not get to be so picky about what you drink out of and what you do and where you go, when you're on the run.
Yeah. Oh, Crystal, my name's spelled Katy. But I've had a lifetime of people calling me Kathy and a Katie with an I or an IE. I will answer to all of it.
Yeah, I've got our names covered up with the domestic violence phone number. Sorry. Usually it would show our names. StreamYard needs to figure out a better way to do that. See, if I take it off, see, now you see our names. I don't know.
You haven't been highlighting chats tonight. Is that because the domestic violence thing is up there?
Huh?
You know, where you usually click on a chat and it like pops up on your screen.
Yeah.
It hasn't been doing that tonight. Is
Yeah,
it
because I've got that banner
thing is up there? Okay, I wasn't sure. I don't know
Yeah.
what ins and outs this. Oh, thank you, Psycho.
I can't do both. But you think it would still show our names?
Yeah, now we're anonymous.
Yeah, if somebody knows how to fix that, let me know. There's probably a way to
You
do
know,
something.
Irish, you might be. Alternatively, I feel like you might be easier to potty train.
Oh, you guys are killing me. Kay, your guests look like Elizabeth Holmes? Huh?
You mean the lady that's on trial right now? Because on the one hand, cool, she's skinny. On the other hand, screw her.
I'm so lost. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Irish, help me out here. I don't even know.
I got you, Elizabeth.
I'm trying to fix banners.
You're
Hey,
multitasking.
Psychedelic, thank you so much. I missed that when I was playing with it. I was trying to fix the banners.
Yes, Theranos.
Oh, thank you so much, Rocket. Katie's been joining me lately on all the streams. I'm so happy when we can get her.
Somebody has to harass her and tell all you guys her secrets.
Somebody's got to try to keep me straight is what it really is.
That never works. Oh, this chair is so uncomfortable.
Irish, are you not feeling like coming on the mic tonight? You don't have to. I just wanted to let you know it was in there. Right, a lawyer who texts for his own good to have a record. I don't want to talk about lawyers right now. I'm so mad at mine.
You have the worst luck with lawyers and accountants.
I don't know what it is. I can't get a decent one to save my soul. Not an accountant or a lawyer. And all I have is an IP attorney. That's all he is. Just for my trademarks and copyrights.
And they still won't do it right.
Ugh.
I agree though with like the camping and stuff like that. Like, yeah, there's swampy areas and stuff like that, but overall it's a lot of vegetation. There's a lot of places to hide stuff.
But see, Dog quit searching the DeSoto place, right? He's not searching there anymore.
He hasn't been, no, I don't believe. They put a plainclothes officer in his group today. He's trying to show good faith that he's working with Leos and not like against them. Although that doesn't seem to be mutual necessarily.
So where's Dog searching now?
He's searching the islands.
No, they said he left the islands, right?
I think he left the one that the dogs led him to. I don't think he's been completely done in that area. Somebody was tracking the flights in that area today too, and there's multiple, I think, law enforcement planes. Like, there's not as many over DeSoto today. There was more circling the outskirts and the islands today. So,
see, I didn't get to look too much today because the woman that helps me with cotton candy, she's off every Friday. So, dang it.
But you know, so I mean, it was almost 2 weeks ago now, but he had his accidental live that showed him on a boat.
Yeah, but they said now they proved that wasn't real.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How did they prove it's not real?
Because they found the TikToker that originally posted it.
Mm-hmm.
So he had posted it previously of his vacation or something. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
They know the whole story. Irish, do you know the story?
I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah, they found it on TikTok, posted under another name. So that whole thing was made up.
Interesting.
Somebody correct me.
I still think it'd be pretty easy for him to be island hopping right now.
I know Dog was convinced of it, the bounty hunter.
Yeah. There's been a few nights that he's been staying out until like 3 or 4 in the morning trying to find him, because of course if you're gonna, and especially if there's planes overhead, if you're gonna move from one island to another, the best time to do that would be when it's not bright outside.
Well, he's definitely got to be moving at night.
Yeah.
There's no way he could be moving around during the day. I've been camping over 50 years and many times alone. If I heard gunshots, I'd pull my gun and go check. How no one heard shots fired is baffling. I know, I thought about that too. And that's where I said they kept asking, police kept putting out saying, if you heard gunshots and you were at that wedding, we want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Which Twitter account are you talking about? Chris from the interview room said it was legit. Well, with masks being the thing, you could yeah, that's true. That would be an easy way to hide. I haven't seen any like that, Greg. Not the first night we did live, we saw that, didn't we, Katie? Where a lot of people.
I've still seen it on TikTok off and on. People doing.
That Gabby was the abuser.
Yesterday or today that I was watching, that was just. It was yesterday when they were searching the camper, and she was just live streaming Fox News essentially on TikTok, and there was a few people in there being like, "Well, he was an abused man," and I'm just like,
I haven't seen any in our chat saying it. The lives we've done. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. That quick clip of the John boat in the water, that whole thing was fake.
Oh, a secret Brian Laundrie Twitter account. I know too, the Instagram Finsta that they connected to him was also a fake.
So much fake stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are just getting followers and stuff off of it right now. So
I agree, Crystal. I agree totally. If anyone's blaming Gabby at this point, they have serious issues.
And my thing, and in the end, is even if, and I'm in no way actually entertaining the fact that she was the abuser, but even if she was, it doesn't excuse murder. I worked in a women's prison. There was plenty of women in there for the murder of an abusive husband. So, you know, it's not that we can't understand it, but in the end, murder is murder, and you can't do it just because you're getting slapped. So.
Somebody wants to know what wedding we're talking about. Will you just give a quick rundown?
It was a wedding that was happening the night that the couple was murdered in the Moab. We know that they were killed by gunshot. We still don't know how Gabby was killed, but they were looking for people from the wedding party who might have heard something, seen something, been around the area, but specifically if they heard gunshots that night to come forward so that they could kind of like narrow the stuff down. But the gunshot stuff is relating to the murder of the two women, not necessarily to Gabby.
I lost my spot in the chat. I'm trying to find the questions. Oh, I get you, Greg. I understood what you meant.
It is hard with all that. And honestly, if people can't handle that, then they shouldn't be in a relationship with a person who has it. And they're young. It was still so hard to be like, you guys shouldn't be together because you can't handle each other's shit. It's just.
And a lot of people are talking about how is he getting fresh water. I wondered about that too. But yeah, you can get those drops that you can put to make your water good, right?
Well, and if he was an outdoorsman, there's stuff like the Life Straw and stuff like that makes it very easy. Jason doesn't even really camp. He likes to pretend he camps, but he doesn't actually camp. But we have probably like 6 different filtration systems that somebody could use while they're out camping.
Iris says, I think the Laundrie family went to that campsite to coordinate their stories and say goodbye. Exactly. I do too. Yeah. I suspect they hired a boat rendezvous and either got him out or he's hiding in plain sight. See, that's why I wonder why more people don't think he's in Mexico or Canada.
Well, I still think it was telling her All Trails updated to Puerto Rico after the camping trip. She logged into All Trails all the time while they were on their cross-country trip. And then that suddenly this updates and says Puerto Rico And it's one of those things, it's a GPS thing. So I'm sure there are ways to fake it, but for the most part, you got to be where it says you are. And that it said Puerto Rico after Brian goes missing.
Critical K is not back, is she? She lost her whole YouTube. Oh no, don't tell me she's back.
Wait, so there's somebody who has my name and there's somebody who has your name and they're both like shit starters?
I know, they're both, yes.
How rude.
Critical K is the worst. Critical K was the one that was, for years, has harassed Shanann Watts' family. Her mom, her dad, her brother. She's made fun of him and always says that Shanann got what she deserved. It's sick stuff. Well, she finally lost her YouTube channel, but somebody here saying she got it back. Let me know. I hope that, oh man, that would really make me mad. So did she get a whole new channel? No, you guys don't tell me she's back. You're going to ruin my whole night. No, she can't be back. Wow.
I agree, Katie. Actually, we can pull this Katie into it too. We are the not awful Katie and K Club.
I know we're going to have to, Katie. Katie Beach. I get so tired of, that's why my channel is called Conversations with Kay, but I've never made it official because I keep thinking I need something else that doesn't sound like Critical K, but I just haven't been able to come up with anything. So I feel like anything I put with Kay is going to be, oh, it's so frustrating. I did not know she was back. I thought she was gone for good. So did she get her old YouTube channel back?
They're saying it was a second channel she already had. Oop, there's somebody who needs to be removed.
Oh, yeah. I think I got it. Yep, gone. See, sometimes you get random trolls. We don't usually get a lot, but see, we're up over 100, so you might see a few more.
There was a question I had seen and I was going to answer it. And now I'm like, I don't remember.
No, you can't find it. It is hard to keep. That's why I try to keep up with the questions because I feel bad if we miss one, but sometimes it's hard to.
I do think so. He has, Pippi Longstocking mentions he has relatives in Puerto Rico and Guatemala, New York, and North Carolina. I believe his parents are actually Cuban as well. And then somebody reported seeing him run from a car. My thing is, skinny bald men are having a lot of trouble in this country right now. There's a lot of guys on TikTok who are like, I keep getting issues with me being thought that I'm Brian Laundrie and I'm just trying to go about my daily life. Y'all, I'm not Brian Laundrie. So I think sightings are tough because he's a little ethnically ambiguous and there's a lot of dudes that look like him. I know 3 people in my life who could be at a distance, probably be mistaken for Brian. So I think that's part of why we're getting so many sightings. And, last week or the week before, they thought they saw him in Alabama and it was a whole thing with the police down there. And then they actually found a body where they went looking. Again, suspicious. But
maybe I should just call my channel the Good K channel.
Yeah.
The Good K and Katie channel. That'd be cute. See, I've wondered this too, Greg, that because of where she was found, I often wonder if that was because she took off running. That's ran through my mind a lot. Because it was a little bit of distance from the van. What?
Carly is fast, man.
Isn't she good? Carly's amazing. We love Carly.
I saw it the second it popped up and I went to do it and whoop, already gone.
She's the moderator with the most.
I gotta say though, these people are at least giving you interaction.
Police search Carlton Reserve. The dad leaves and buys milk. Dog the bounty hunter shows up. The parents call 911. Try to hire Jose Baez. Is it Baez? Mm-hmm. Leave every morning, and their attorney figures out how to talk. I know it's also suspect.
Yes. I think that whole thing is just kind of amazing. My thing is, if you were looking if your child was missing, you would take any publicity your case can get, right? The more people know about it, the more publicity it's getting, the better. And you have somebody who has his own, well, used to have his own reality TV show and is a legitimate and vetted person hunter who's here offering to help find your son. And your response is basically GTFO. That doesn't sound like somebody who's wanting their kid to be found to me.
No.
Oh,
No, we're really getting slammed with this one.
Yeah. Like, don't use Jared Fogle. Well, actually, Jared Fogle went to jail for some bad stuff. Never mind. You can use Jared Fogle's name. Let's block him.
There's too many at one time. I just found a bunch more. Wonder how they're doing that. Shoot, now it won't let me block them. Carly, can you block them? It's not mine. I think I've blocked so many in a row. Oh, thank you, Crystal. You guys were trying to get the trolls out. Sorry.
Somebody doesn't like
Just know we're trying. If you see them, Katie, if you hover over somebody's name in chat, you go to the 3 little dots on the right,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll see block user and put in timeout.
All I have is remove or put in timeout.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure that I'm seeing the right thing.
There's another one. Wow, I never had this many. That makes me suspect, given some of the comments I got earlier.
Yeah. I know.
You know what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. And I was like, man, I would have rather had the actual drama.
That's the ones that they were talking about from the wedding, right, Billy Martin?
Yes.
The 2 women, yeah.
So, Billy, do you think that the cases are connected?
I've known a bunch of guys that
Leanne.
look similar to Brian. Lots of guys look like him. He also looks really different in some of it. I agree. There's some pictures he looks way different.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if dog showed up and my kid was missing, I would be like, here is a drink, man. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's get you out there. I want to know everything. Here's my phone number. Text me all the time. I would be hugging that man and crying. And anybody else who wanted to come out and help bring publicity to my missing child would be welcomed in my house. And let's go. Let's get this done.
Not that I know of, pepperoni. Hi, Fire Within.
If they found him, I would have a party. You're all invited.
We will all have a party when he's found, because he
Yeah.
will be found.
It's true. Yeah, Christoph, I agree. It just shows more that his parents know he's not missing. But I'm just like, y'all, they're just playing themselves. They're outing themselves so bad. I mean, they have been this entire time, but this just like took the cake for me. Like the second I heard that they just called the police on him and turned him away, I was just like, but your child's missing.
I know everybody acts different, but they just don't seem like concerned parents.
Yeah.
How old is he?
23, 24.
Yeah. I don't know. They don't seem upset at all. I think they made sure he had plenty of supplies. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. Iris said he has strange ears, but those hand tats will be his downfall. I was thinking that too the other day. The hand tat's pretty, it's easily seen.
Yeah.
Cotton candy and popcorn for everybody.
Crystal, listen, if I don't answer my mom for long enough, she texts my husband and is like, why isn't she answering me?
Oh, I do.
Yeah. And believe me,
Katie
if you
doesn't
didn't answer her,
me,
her ass would be on my doorstep within 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
I have texted her husband before, and I'm like, Katie hasn't answered in 2 hours. Is everything okay?
I also do the same back to her. Problem being, my dad does not answer texts worth a damn. So.
No, he doesn't. And he's listening to you.
I love you, Dada, but you know it's true.
Dear, say she loves you, Dad.
Yes, I do.
Aw.
He knows I love her too.
I think so too, Carly. They seem way too concerned about themselves.
I mean, if I was concerned about incriminating myself, though, I would be doing everything to make a better appearance that I was trying to find my son. And I don't feel like they're doing anything of the sort. Oh, was the hand tat Hedda? So, I mean, that might not be there soon.
No, it looked like a real tattoo to me. I don't think it was a henna tattoo.
I can't ever tell the difference anymore. Some of them have gotten way too good.
Elizabeth, do you think Brian's dead? I don't. I really don't.
I really hope not, because that's not freaking fair.
Yeah, like Leanne said, nobody is helping, not the church, not their neighbors.
No. No, and even there was like some video of his dad arguing with a protester outside of their house. And even then, like, if in my head, this was me missing and my dad was going out and arguing with protesters, his attitude wouldn't be like, leave me alone or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it would be like, if it was because it was missing, his attitude would not be like, why are you victimizing me? He wouldn't be acting like the victim in this case. And it's just not normal behavior to me at all. So.
My mom does the same. I didn't answer her the other night and she texted him asking him, see, that's how we are. Depending on where he is, he might be able to hide them with gloves, or he's already covered them. True, that could happen too.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's in the U.S. anymore either, but.
See, I kind of wonder if he's in Mexico. That's somebody else said Canada, but I always kind of thought maybe he went to Mexico. But nobody thinks that but me. I mean, none of the police or dog or anybody thinks he did that, so I think I'm crazy. I'm like, why don't the police or anybody think he could be anywhere but where they're looking? I mean, they must have really good intel to be looking where they are.
Like, there's been so many times that they've like they end up flying over like a tiny area for hours. And I'm like, this is it. They're getting close. And that has happened so many countless times over the last 2 weeks. I can't even tell you. And we've got nothing. Freaking nothing.
Laundrie's business is over. I mean, who's going to buy their industrial juices now? Nobody. No, I don't think so either. I think they're going to be hurting. Where's the pizza?
Have that yacht business.
Well, I don't know, Bossy. I don't know but I feel like the parents set him up for success when they went on that camping trip.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm so geographically challenged that I couldn't begin to explain how it would work, because I'm just lucky if I can find Ohio on a map. So, well, it's just the truth. We all have our strengths. Mine is not geography or math.
We would not let Mom go out in the woods to hunt Brian.
No. Well, I could, but I'd never find my way back. I saw that fight. That neighbor was so mad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
This is such a disruption to their lives at this point, too. And especially if you thought that they were guilty or that he's guilty, imagine how mad you have. Like, that just amplifies it. Like, if it was my neighbor who did this and I thought their kid was guilty and they didn't even care that he was missing, I'd be heated, too.
T-Bossy's with me. We're not sure how this stuff works, but this is what goes through our mind. There have been sightings in Canada and Venezuela.
I know. I find it still hard to take any sighting seriously because he's just.
See, they're saying, like, where does dog think he is now? But
his daughter had said as of yesterday they're going to be a lot more tight-lipped about what they're doing, and she hasn't updated since like 6 o'clock today, or 6 hours ish ago, saying that they were still on a physical hunt for him, but that they were going to stop giving out as many details. I think they also said something about like they're not struggling, but they're having like thousands of tips come in, so they're kind of sifting through a lot.
See, I heard this ended up not being true either about the neighbor seeing Brian in the back of the house.
Oh, I
And
haven't heard that at all.
See, this was so hard to know what's true and what's not. True, Jeanette. Nobody knows what information the parents gave the FBI. Nobody knows what they knew for sure. It's all guesswork. Yeah, for sure. I think he's in Canada because we won't extradite him back on a death penalty case. That's why they only have the credit card fraud charge warrant for him.
I don't think they have enough to charge him with more yet, but like I think they would if they could get him maybe, but
I agree, Billy. The money will run out eventually, but I just feel like they set him up for success there for at least for a while.
I mean, his parents are worth millions, so if they have a way to get anything to him, it wouldn't be too hard to get money to him, I think.
Oh, Elizabeth says that Canada's locked up tight right now at the border.
Yeah, Canada's not letting crap over. But I mean, there are a lot of areas up in Montana and stuff like that where it's just wilderness.
Let's give this case to Judge Judy. Okay, let's do it. What does Judge Judy say?
Judge Judy.
Gotta have a laugh somewhere.
I still have her book somewhere. That's like, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Oh yeah, when you used to debate.
Mm-hmm. She's my girl.
This kid has literally destroyed his parents' life, everything they worked for. Would you cover for him? Oh, I know parents that would, though. It wouldn't matter. They would still do it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Scott Peterson's mom and all the stuff she did for him.
Yeah.
He wasn't wanted when I think he disappeared. Do you think the FBI has searched all airport cameras and passport info?
But they did know Gabby was missing when he disappeared. It was 3 days after she was reported missing that he disappeared. So you would have thought, because like, of course, the boyfriend should be the first person of interest in a story like that. And they didn't have him under any kind of surveillance apparently at the time.
And then there was the whole thing with the burner phone that he had.
Conversations with the good K. That's right.
Please smash the like button. Oh, thank you, Crystal. I always forget to say that. If y'all don't mind, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, I'm almost to 4,000.
Aw, that's awesome.
I'm still trying to get to 4,000. It's been the longest time between 3,000 to 4,000. But I haven't been able to get online as much. I always forget to tell people that. But I have the best subs because they'll remind me. Let's hope a biker finds Brian before the cops. Then there is no trial. I agree.
Yeah.
It would not be pretty.
If as many people are out there like kind of doing their own little search parties for him, I really kind of almost hope.
That's a good point, too. Like she said, look at Chris Watt's mom. She's still out there blaming Shanann. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example. If Katie did something sus, I'm sure Mama would protect her. Katie's her own worst enemy. I always used to say when she was a kid, she was harder on herself than I ever could be. So
Still true.
I never had to discipline her much because she'd do it to herself.
I'm that sucker that if I did something wrong, I would be in the police office the next day. Like, give me the handcuffs, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's exactly. I heard that, yeah, it was a celebration of life, that they don't have it. You have to be careful how we say it on YouTube.
Yeah, I
But
can't
I
speak to
imagine-
like federal cases, but I know even in like local homicide cases, it takes a lot longer to get the body released in case there's further questions about evidence.
MP wants the chase to go on a little longer. Wasn't he home long before she was reported missing?
Yeah, supposedly. Supposedly he got back into town on the 1st. She was reported missing on the 11th. Not that her
That's a
family
long
didn't
time.
try to do more then, but they were just getting no answers. They didn't know what was going on. And then he went missing on the 14th.
I think they honestly thought Gabby's body wouldn't be found if it wasn't for Red, White, and Bethune. I don't think they would have found her body I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And that's
how much
what I
worse could
think.
it have been because of the elements and animals out there?
That's what makes it hard, though, to sift through what's true and what's not on social media, because if not for that channel, they may not have found her, certainly not as soon. So that was real. That was a true. And then you got the other ones that aren't, and yeah, it makes it hard. They said in their press conference it was hard to hold a memorial without her, but they wanted the authorities to have her as long as it took to solve the homicide. My heart just goes out to that family. I just can't even imagine.
I mean, of course, yeah, you want them to be able to get whatever they can, but that you have to sit there and continue grieving without even being able to lay her to rest. Yeah, and I mean, what kind of person, Jennifer? Like, when you're talking about Chris Watts, like, if you want to argue he said, she said, and she drove him to murder if it was just her, that would be one conversation to have. But he murdered his babies, and she's still defending him. I don't know any grandparent who would stand up for that. I don't.
I don't either.
It's mind-boggling to me.
He flew home before the police incident. He helped his dad move Gabby's stuff from storage.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The 18th through the 23rd. So before she went missing, he flew home and they were moving stuff into a storage.
I knew he flew home, but I didn't know that he was moving Gabby's stuff.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. She was living with him and his family. So I don't know. I've heard it was both their stuff and just her stuff. But I'm also still like, what was so important to get out of their large house and into a storage container that you had to fly home from Utah and turn around and fly back out?
Thank you, Levita. I hope I'm saying your name right. I bet he told his parents as soon as he got home and they decided to pair him. Oh, yeah, I believe that. Absolutely.
I still entertain some of the conspiracy theories that they went up there and helped him, that there was a vehicle. Even Red, White, and Bethune's video has a truck that looks just like her sister's on site at Moab in the same clip where she sees the van. And I wouldn't be surprised at this point if they went up there and helped their son.
Yes, this is my beautiful daughter, Katie. Thank you,
Who's
Missy.
asking? Oh, hi, Missy.
Is this your daughter? Oh my God, her eyes. Beautiful family. That's so sweet.
We are indeed. I'm a very good mix of my mom and my dad. Like,
she is.
I got them both.
She
My
is.
one brother is identical to my mama, and my other brother is identical to my dad, and I got both of them.
It's funny how that works.
It is. And then there's my daughter who looks identical to her dad. It's ridiculous.
I got to figure out a way you can see our names when I have banners up. Because I really wanted the DV phone number up tonight, but it hides our name. So I'm Kay, and that's my daughter, Katie. Because we have some new people tonight. They probably don't know who we are.
Oh. Well, usually it's just my mama's show. And once in a while, I come on here and talk with her.
She's so sweet. Gabby's mother demanded to know where her daughter's stuff is, and they won't tell her. Oh, that breaks my heart. Why? Why would anybody do that?
And see, that's just another thing to me that just counts against you. Because if you were missing your child, you would be able to empathize with a parent who's lost their child or at the time was missing their child. And that you're just like, no, I'm not going to give you her stuff. Like, that's just straight up heartless.
I heard about that, Crystal, and I just couldn't even. I mean, I guess I can believe it, but I just about broke me that she would say stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. Like, people have common. Oh, I don't want to put it up on the screen, but talking about what KJ was. She's been really offensive in some of her Gabby videos.
Oh, what a terrible thing to say about somebody.
I know.
I'm glad you love my mama, Psycho, because I love her too, and I need to make sure her followers on the internet are treating her well.
No, I have the best ones. I really do. I think he knew about it before he came home. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that all these random bodies in and around the same place. Well, I mean, I think that using it as a defense would actually be kind of brilliant, but I also think that it could work against him because I still think that saying that they're all just a coincidence will will be tough. It still doesn't answer. Like, say there was like some crazed killer out there, and it wasn't Brian, because I think it's Brian. But say that it was somebody else who killed the couple and who killed the hiker and who killed Gabby. You still came home without your girlfriend? Didn't tell her family she was missing? Didn't express concern at all? And the second somebody asked you about it, you handed them a card for your lawyer. I'm like, you're still being sus, bro.
I didn't know they called 911 on Gabby's dad.
Yeah, there was an altercation before Gabby was listed as missing. Her dad came over to their house and started crap, which good on him.
See, there's so much to this case. It's hard to keep up with
ton.
everything. There's so much. Neighbors are saying that Mom and Paul bought that camper at the very end of August. I read that too.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason. There's a reason for everything they've done.
I think they could stuff it full of supplies and send him on his way.
I don't know how anybody can make jokes about this because it's not funny.
Lavetta, you know what my mama makes the best of is chocolate coconut tunnel cake.
Oh, I do make a really good chocolate coconut tunnel
I am
cake.
the pie maker in our family. She's not really into making pies. Although I bet if she made an apple pie, it would be really good. But
I make really good pumpkin pie.
it's true. I made the mistake of putting bourbon in my pumpkin pie last year, and I'm banned from bringing pumpkin pie into this year.
Her daddy did not want no bourbon in his pumpkin pie.
It was delicious for anybody who's concerned. But
Thank you so much, Lavita. She's so sweet. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody else.
a tunnel cake is like, it's like in the bundt pan, she puts like half of the cake mix and then this like tunnel of coconut, and then you put the rest of the cake batter over it, and it makes like this like tunnel of delicious coconut through the cake.
It is the best cake.
It's usually what I get for my birthday every year.
Y'all are probably too young to remember, but in the 70s, bundt cakes were all the rage. So this is like a real old vintage recipe where you make a chocolate bundt cake with a tunnel of coconut through the middle. It's so good.
Between this and the Chinese food conversation, y'all killing me.
I can
blaming
use
Lavetta.
that cake right now. Gabby's dad called 911 trying to get a missing persons report on the evening of the 10th, but the Northport police would not file. I didn't know that either.
That's what started the whole altercation, I believe. And it just boggles my mind, too, that the Northport police still just ignored all of this for days.
Wow. But that's like a smaller town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not to be rude, but.
No, but it still kills me. And I think it still shows so much bad about Brian's parents, that they knew he came back without his girlfriend. They knew her dad was like, where is she? We don't know where she is. What's going on? And I think any other parent in this situation would be like, oh my gosh, let's help you out. And instead they're like, nah, bro, we're calling the police and we're getting you removed from our property. Don't talk to us again. And I'm like, that is not in any range or any realm a normal human response.
I have heard that too, Crystal, where people will say that, oh, well, shouldn't have made him so mad. That's such BS. See, somebody here is old enough to remember the bump pant rage. It was all the rage back then. Everybody made bunk cakes. There was one called the Harvey Wallbanger. Do you guys remember that one?
Oh, Crystal, that's so hard. And I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And it is true that there's always people who are willing to make excuses for domestic violence. I mean, it's taken us this long just to get those domestic violence laws in place to start helping victims instead of waiting for the victim to press charges and possibly get murdered over it for us to actually step forward. And even then, I think there's still only like a third to a half of the states that have those laws in place, and they're still not used often enough, as we see in Gabby's case.
Well, and they always say, and I know this is so true, the most dangerous time for especially women in DV is when they leave. And that's why I felt like she left him that night, or she ran or something, because that's always the most dangerous time is when you try to leave.
Yeah.
Because they're not having it.
And there's a lot of domestic violence victims who will tell you that when they finally got arrested and they were held in jail, that was their opening to leave. because that was a window of several hours at least where they could pack their stuff and get their things and go, where otherwise you're chancing them coming home at any given time, and then it's your life on the line.
Oh, is
But
Leanne leaving?
coming back though? Like, oh, bye, Leanne.
Oh, she's going to go have pizza and come back. Bring enough for the whole class, Leanne.
Bring me some.
Bring some cookies.
I did make popcorn seeds, but I don't feel like, or popcorn seeds. Lord, it's your shop, always in my brain. Pumpkin seeds. I don't really feel like sitting here and crunching. Yeah, we carved some pumpkins. I tried to get the kid to like stick her hands in, and she was just like, "No, what is wrong with you?"
I'll have to put I'll try to put the bundt cake recipe in my community tab if anybody wants to make it. Because if you like chocolate and coconut, it's so good.
I want to say like send me pictures, and then on the other hand, if you send me pictures, I'm gonna beg my mom for that cake right now. So,
hi, Shauna. I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, none of mine have ever gotten stuck, Carly. I spray them, with Baker's Joy. I never have trouble with them sticking.
mm-mm. There's a baking. I think it's called baking goop. I don't remember. I think it's like flour and something else, but that works really well on bunts too. And it's like it lasts in your fridge for forever.
Wasn't Gabby due to meet a friend on the 30th? Probably said she was leaving.
I don't remember. I had this whole like the August timeline like memorized at one point, and at this point, there's so much that's happened in the last week. It's like crowded out the other stuff in my brain.
I know, it's hard.
But I do know that they were trying to play some of her last texts. They couldn't tell if they were delayed due to poor signal or not, because there was some that were sent on the 29th on the day that she went missing. And then that she had a text too that said no signal in Yosemite or Yellowstone, and she was never scheduled to go there. So that was a whole question too.
Was that the friend that she would go and just stay there whenever she was having trouble with Brian? I read about she had a friend, she'd just go stay at her house when they were fighting. And sometimes like the friend wasn't even home and she'd go stay there.
I think October 30th is when it was supposed to end, Bossy. I think their trip was supposed to be done.
Yeah, Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was Rose, though. I think it was a different friend, Ronnie. I don't think she was as close with Rose as this other friend that she stayed with. Oh, I love monkey bread. This is my kind of group because we talk about a lot of food. Oh, they said she was going to meet Rose. I thought it was a different friend.
I don't even remember at this point.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I said there's so many details to this. It's so hard to keep it all straight.
You know, Crystal, I don't even think I can call myself a foodie because I have the most unrefined palate in the world. But I still love to eat.
That's all that makes you a foodie, though. You just like to eat.
Yeah. I was looking at a menu for a restaurant locally here that had like really good reviews and stuff on it. And it was like one of their appetizers. It's just called toast, but it was like salt cured strawberries with some sort of crazy microgreens and this like reduction sauce made with duck liver. And I was just like, this place is not for me.
I don't know why I was thinking there was another friend. Because I thought it was the friend she said the cards to.
I like what you think, Crystal.
Or was that his sister? Oh, Lord.
I know. It all starts to fold back in on itself.
I know. There's just so much information. I think he talked her into letting him come back to Utah to help her drive back, but he never really planned on bringing her back. What is monkey bread? It's the best thing. Don't make it. Don't make any because you'll just want to keep making it. You want to keep making it and eating it.
That's true.
It's highly addictive. I think it's kind of like cinnamon rolls. But you make it with the Pillsbury biscuits and you put cinnamon and sugar and yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, Project 50 something. I agree. I mean, we know that there's a lot that the FBI and even local PDs aren't telling us about this, but yeah. I mean, I would hope by now that they would have checked to see if she was ever anywhere near Yosemite, but it wouldn't make sense at this point anyway, because we last knew she was in the Tetons. She was found in the Tetons. How would her phone be sending anything from Yosemite at that point?
Okay, that's who I'm thinking of, his sister and her kids. Maybe, but there was a whole article about a friend that she used to go stay at her house. So you guys are saying that was Rose.
Miss
Oh
E's
my
about to
God.
go make some monkey bread.
She's gonna go make some monkey bread. You better bring it back enough for all of us, okay?
I'm gonna need somebody in this chat to live near me and make me something during this.
Yeah, you don't want to know, Melissa. You do not want to make it.
Bossy, they said they had access to her phone. I don't think that they had it physically, though. But they've not released any information about it.
You'll never be sorry for trying monkey bread. Oh, now, they're saying that video has been debunked now. The video of the two women spotted in, I don't know how to say it. What's that word, Katie?
Teton?
Is it Teton? Campground on the morning of the 24th has been debunked. Gabby was in Salt Lake City that morning, so couldn't have been there.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Thank you, twin mama.
Yeah, I actually still think Project 50 that was probably Brian sending it from her phone to make it seem like she was still alive at that point. And he confused Yosemite and Yellowstone because Yellowstone was supposed to be where they were heading. So it would have made it seem like she was still alive and they were heading to Yellowstone, and that they were still on their trip when he was in fact driving hurriedly back towards Florida.
Brian destroyed phones with evidence. That's why mommy bought him a new phone.
Probably.
They did say they took computers out of there, though, right? Out of the house?
I don't know. I know the first warrant was for samples for searching, was for dog samples. I don't know if they took electronics then.
Hi, Oliver from Ireland. What time is it in Ireland?
It's like 2 a.m.
How do you know what time it is in Ireland?
I have friends everywhere. I can't remember if you're 6 or 7 hours ahead of us, but somewhere in that range.
Katie knows everything.
Or maybe I'm counting from Sweden.
Yeah, I think they took the hard drives. That's what I had read. And I was kind of surprised that they had left them.
Yeah.
I kind of thought maybe they got rid of the hard drives, 1:50 a.m.
Yeah, the search warrant. Oh. No, that says the search warrant was for the one found in her van. The hard drive in the van. The police searched the couple's van and found an external hard drive they planned to search. I don't know. But they at least have some sort of computer stuff.
I'm going to leave the banner off for a few minutes so people see our name because we got a lot of new people. So I'm Kay, and this is my daughter, Katie.
Hi.
Thank you for joining
Hi,
us
new
tonight.
people.
We got quite a few new people tonight.
Yeah, you're popular. I agree, Bossy. I don't think they took this case. I don't think anybody on either end, I don't think either in the Tetons or in Florida was this case taken seriously enough to start with.
Is it true his mom worked for the DA?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Didn't anymore at the time of this case, but did work for them previously.
If you guys don't mind, hit the thumbs up for me if you have a second. I'd appreciate it. Cell phone company can give certain info, especially if she was storing anything in the cloud. If she had a Google Drive and photos were being stored there.
Oh, I need to plug my computer.
I just feel he's had such a head start on authorities. It'll be a long time before he's found, if at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he's going to get found soon. I don't know.
How much longer will the state or the federal government, for that matter, keep funding this huge helicopter and manhunt?
I do worry about him running out of money because, the Roden case here, the Roden Wagner crime case here in Ohio about bankrupted Ohio, which is why I said they would offer them all plea deals because they couldn't afford to prosecute that many people. And that's pretty much what they've done. There's only 2 left that haven't taken a plea deal. So, yeah, there is the fact that they could run out of money.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what this is costing. Hey, Rigger. Welcome to our chat, but we don't talk about politics here. Thanks. It just never goes well.
I'm the good Katie. That's right.
The good Kay and Katie. There was a little search in Florida today, both air and boat. See, that's how I've been trying to figure out where were they searching today. Let me know, Ted. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We'd appreciate it. You can join us.
Eviscerate that like button.
Problem is, people think the FBI is, oops, I missed it, is on it, but they didn't get the records and CCTV footage from Fort DeSoto until after Dog reported it.
It absolutely is messy. It's crazy to me that they just completely disregarded that thing and were like, well, nobody saw them there.
But I think the FBI knew, they just didn't talk about it.
Maybe, but they also didn't seem to do enough about it. They're saying that their defense is that they didn't follow the lead because there was no witnesses. And then that other family comes out and they're like, we didn't realize they were there. And hey, we think Brian's in the background of one of our pictures, but nobody reached out to them and they were in the campground right next door. So who did the FBI reach out to and find out that they weren't seen?
Well, that's true. That's true. They have scaled down the manhunt so much. I live in Sarasota. He is not out in Carlton Preserve, Micah State Park, or the islands. There's a lot of locals that go to those islands.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you seeing around there, Melissa? Let us know. If the truck and car has an inbuilt GPS system, why have they not seized and GPS examined? That's standard operational practice here in the UK. I would think they had. I don't think they're telling everybody everything they have or have done. I do think they'll keep a lot of it to themselves. I mean, I would think something so basic that they would have done that. I hope. I know.
And I don't know how much of it's just, is it incompetence? Is it laziness? Is it not enough manpower? What's how much national attention is on this case. So why would you not follow every lead to the absolute extent that you could?
I do think, though, I have for a while now, that they caught him on a trail camera. And I do think that's why they kept searching that one area so much. I think one of those trail cameras picked him up at night. There's a reason why they spent so much time and money looking in that one spot. They had to have had a trail cam picture or something.
And they had a reason to call out a dive team to that location as well. So there was something going on there.
Do they even need to seize the vehicle to get that data? I don't think so, Come to think of it, they probably don't.
No.
But I'm not that tech savvy, but Northport Police is a small department. I don't think they have the manpower. No, but they have the FBI working with them now.
Yeah. They've called in a lot of state stuff, too.
They may technically be millionaires, but that could be money tied up in their business, not money in the bank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cash is king, and most people are cash poor and property rich or whatever.
Granted, his parents came over from Cuba in the 70s. I mean, if anybody was going to be perhaps a little more interested in keeping cash on hand, I would put that on people who immigrated.
I know. I just can't imagine what this does to your family.
If they knew, you know, leading up to this, because it certainly seemed like they helped him, like that would be the time to get money out.
Well, I think it went around, Bossy, that they have a net worth of $5 million. It's been reported on Google, but who knows? Who knows? They do own quite a few businesses.
Yeah, including a yacht business.
Yeah, I heard that too, Melissa, that they've kind of shut down their websites and stuff. I mean, they almost have to right now.
Yeah.
They're probably getting all kinds of flack.
Yeah, I can't imagine what their Google reviews would have been like.
Unless he's classified as armed and dangerous and imminent threat, they usually scale back. Yeah, I think it worries me because I think soon they'll have to scale back. I hope not, but I think they can't keep spending this kind of money like this. Yeah, he's only wanted on credit card fraud, but everybody knows that's just a reason to get him arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all,
I think it's
is not drunk.
Really interesting that they haven't said what cards he used, because there was 2. So, I mean, of course we can assume at least one of them, if not both, were Gabby's. But what if we wanted to, you know, travel down conspiracy lane and then bring the couple's murder into it? What if one or both were from that couple's murder as well? So.
Oh, look, we have almost 300 people in here, Katie.
When did that happen?
Welcome, all you newbies.
On the one hand, I love you guys. And on the other hand, what are you doing watching us on a Friday night?
They're like us.
Greg, don't start on the mediums in this case, because my mama might go off the rails.
I'm not big on these mediums. I'm not. I'm sorry, Greg.
She says that, but you know what? My mama told me that I was going to have a daughter because a psychic saw it. So
no, I did. Not a psychic.
I believe that psychic also told you that I would eventually have a daughter, though.
No, I always saw it.
Homegirl.
But I think there's a difference between being a medium. Like every once in a while, I'll get a vision of something, and I think
that would be a good channel. Let's start Kay's Visions.
Kay's Visions, I do, but usually it's when something bad's going to happen. But no, I don't think a psychic ever told me that. No, I just saw it.
I thought you had that reading with that one that your horse friend liked, and she said something about that I would have kids, but it wasn't the way we thought we'd have kids or something like that.
I don't think so, because that was so long ago.
It was long ago.
I mean, that was.
But it took me forever to have a kid, so.
No.
Mitchell says, Brian is in North Carolina. A friend of mine saw him in Subway. Or Safeway. Well, same difference. But Brian's really dumb if he's going in Safeway, okay? I think the skinny bald dudes are just getting targeted right now.
Allie, are you messing with us? She said, breaking news, just in Brian Laundrie body found. I don't think that's true, though.
I just ran a search.
Yeah, no politics, guys. If you keep talking about politics, we'll have to put you in a timeout. I hate to do that. We try not to do that, but it just never goes well to bring up politics. We're just not going to do that.
It's not worth it. What is your opinion that Gabby is the abuser? My opinion is that's bullspit.
There you go.
Listen, in my daily life, every other word out of my mouth is a cuss word. And my boss encourages this, which has only made it worse because I work from home and she's awesome. So it's hard to tame myself down for this. Allie, give a source or I will fight you.
Yeah, Allie, tell us where you found it, or please stop putting that out there. Mike says he's going to fake his own death.
He'd be smart too, honestly.
Mr. Petito confirmed the credit card and bank debit card.
Which ones? The ones that he was accused of fraud on?
I'll have to clarify that. Is it true he was involved with the other couple? We don't know. We have been discussing that tonight, but
I lean more towards that he probably was, and Mom's more reserved in her opinion.
Yeah, I don't think he was, but my daughter Katie thinks he was. So there you go.
Yeah.
Dennis says, I have this feeling he is long gone. It will be months. Man, I hope not.
I think if he's smart enough to get out and be gone, then he'd be an idiot to come back and never reappear. Unless he goes to a country with zero extradition and dances on the beach. I don't think he'll pop back up.
You know, this Mr. Aryan, he's saying card fraud through electrical devices, 15 years and 25,000. It reminds me of when they got the big mobster, but they didn't get him for murder. They got him for tax evasion.
Yeah. We can
So they'll get him for whatever they can get him for to get him.
Well, and at this point, it would be a reason to hold him and not let him go anywhere if they could find him. It also gives them a reason to keep paying to search for him, because if it was just another missing person, then after a couple of weeks, they're going to have to call this off because the state can't sit here and fund the search for this long. But if he at least has a warrant out, and a federal warrant at that, there's more reason to keep hunting for him.
Hey, Ted, I think he could be in Mexico, but not too many agree with me.
If he's anywhere, I think it's Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, something. I mean, I don't think Puerto Rico is the smartest idea because you're still technically kind of United States at that point. But I think those are more likely than Canada.
Hey, Popcorn's bringing up Bigfoot. You know we're big Bigfoot fans here.
Are you a member of our family? Talking about Bigfoot and popcorn? Like, can I interest you in becoming
They must be related. That's a hard one. I've had so many friends that would refuse help. It's just you can't force a person.
No. But Utah does have the law that they're supposed to, if they think it's a domestic violence case, arrest one or both parties. Ted, I believe his bounty is up to
30,000.
Dog, there was a lawyer who was putting 20 forward, and Dog's team just put an extra 10 on it yesterday.
I saw a TikTok video saying the reason why Gabby didn't turn on Brian was because she's seen him unalive that couple and was scared.
I have kind of thought that was an interesting component of it. So they were all seen at the bar together. Brian's very into his nihilistic stuff and very into reading books about people going missing on trails, and decides that he wants to do it, and that this couple is who he wants to do it. Gabby sees him do something, decides she can't live with it. You know, I do think that that's a very compelling overall theory, but it is really just a theory.
Hey, Joe from UK, I see your message. I will read it as long as it's not, something bad. Hey, Marie, I haven't seen where there was a sighting in Mexico. I just felt like that could have been where he went.
Yeah. Carly, I don't know. Last time she tried to undo slow chat during a thing, it didn't work. I don't know if she can change it.
See, that's the problem, Carly. I have to do it before the chat starts. I could never get it to work while we're already in chat. And last time I put slow mode on, everybody got so mad at me. Let me see. I'll try to, but I don't know why mine will never work. I can only do it like before, but I'm going to try. Hang on. I'll take myself out for a second and try to. I was waiting to see if Joe posted his question he wanted me to read. I don't see it. I promised him I'd read it, but I don't see it, Joe, because I got to go try to put slow mode on.
Oh, no, you're right. So prior to Dog's donation, the money was at $170,000. So I'm dead wrong. The 30 must be old news. So they've raised quite a bit of money for.
See, Lotta Breen. I think it's a coincidence too, and I don't usually believe in coincidence, but I feel like it is.
I feel like when you add in the other murder, because there's a third murder now, there's a hiker that's been found murdered, and his brother is still missing, and there's another missing persons case related to that, or not related to it, but also in the same time frame. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys.
I know, almost 400 people. Holy cow. Thank you all for coming in. Hi, Lori. Thank you.
But, you know, I guess if my mom's going to be like super reasonable, then I'll take the conspiracy theory in this case. It's one of the very few that I've been willing to entertain, because the rest of them I'm just like, whatever. I'm here for the facts, man. But this one I think is kind of compelling.
Hey, Ted says if he gets him, everybody gets a used new car. A used new car.
I agree. The whole family is lying.
Joe said, I can only write in 200 characters. I will split my message into 2 short messages. Well, take
Joe,
me a minute.
are you okay?
Joe, what's going on? Pull up a chair, relax. Don't worry. Okay, while Joe's doing that, I'm going to try to do slow mode, because I think Carly's going crazy. I'll be right back.
She left me here again, guys. I'm not okay with this. There's a lot of you to entertain at this point. But also, going with Huda Films, I kind of agree with that. That I can't highlight y'all's text. That's her job. But anyway, that she threatened to leave him because he had, one of the books he read had a whole thing about a guy getting left and that it spurred him on. And I think that's part of why he tried to leave Gabby by the side of the road too. But I don't know if necessarily that's what set him off. I definitely think it plays into it though. Jack, I completely disagree. Dog has a lot of clues about what he's doing. Whatever you think about him as a celebrity doesn't negate the fact that he's been an excellent person hunter for like 50 years. Like there's no question about that. And if you've watched some of the interviews, especially interviews before Gabby Petito, he's a genuinely decent human being on the whole. Is he probably in this for partly, at least for clout, for cash, for relevance? Absolutely. What reality TV star isn't in it for those things? But that doesn't change the fact that he's a really good person hunter. Rick, who's Melissa Holes? Oh my God, Bossy, I love you. Yeah. I mean, we should all can we collectively come together and figure out where Brian is so that we can split the $170,000? Like, I'm totally willing and down for that. Thank you so much, Ted. You're so sweet. I do think he was jealous. I think he was controlling, and I think that he was jealous, and I don't think it's coincidence that it was very shortly after they launched their YouTube channel and their first video and stuff like that. So it's only $1 each person. Man, I wish we had 170,000 people in here. But I mean, we could at least do like $1,000 a person, right? I don't know if Dog will find him or not, but I think so far he's found some compelling leads, and I think that he's adding more feet to the ground and more eyes to the wilderness, which can't not help. It really is super appreciated, Ted. Don't want the money, just want them caught. Amen to that. I mean, if I can get some money in the process, I'm not against that. And I would certainly rather take it before some people who are really just interested in making money off of it. But what about 5-year-old Summer Wells, KR? I mean, I could list missing people all day long for you. I help out with some local cases here and there and have worked on outreach missions and stuff like that. I don't think you can throw insert name here at anybody on the internet right now and be like, but what about this person? Why aren't you talking about this person? You know what? You can go talk about that person on your own channel if you would like to bring attention to them.
I'm back.
Hi.
I think I got it to work.
It does seem a wee bit slower, maybe.
Yeah, I slowed it down 30 seconds. I didn't do the full 60. So let me know if that makes it better, guys. Thank you, Dennis, for the super sticker.
Angela, how about both? I vote we make it into a documentary and then launch a series. What I do legitimately hope, though, is that as far as the Laundries go, that they do it like they did What's Her Face That Killed Her Kid, and make it so that they're not allowed to sell rights to it. I don't think the Laundrie should be allowed to make money off of this.
I'm just scrolling back to see what I missed. I'm seeing if Joe ever posted his question.
I don't believe he ever did. I was mostly defending Dog and then ranting at one person who
KR said, what about 5-year-old Summer Wells? I was wanting to do a live chat about that, and it got away from me. I own a business, so I haven't been able to keep up as well as I'd like to, but yeah, that's a fascinating. I pray every day they find her. Have you heard about the Summer Wells case, Katie?
I very, very peripherally heard about it. There's a couple girls missing in Columbus right now that I've been kind of trying to get some word out about. So I've been looking more at like local cases in addition to Gabby Petito. But
for the new ones here, I'm Kay. This is my daughter, Katie. The banners are covering up our names, so just so you know who we are. Looking back at
defensive wounds, yeah.
Looking back at the cop video, Brian did have defensive wounds, but he said it was from a wire. I saw that too, yeah.
I don't think it can be the other couple fighting back, though, because this was, I think, a few days before that happened. And he and, well, kind of witnesses too, it seems to be more from when she went through the door trying to get him to not leave her behind, and that's when he got scratched.
Oh, we got another Ohio buddy.
Iced coffee. I think the coroner's report is being held on purpose so that the cause of death isn't released. You're in Columbus, Ohio?
A fellow Buckeye.
That's right. I want him found too.
I think we all want him to experience the prison life for a very long time. Oh, thank you, Lori. That's so sweet. I just adore my daughter. I think she's the best, but I'm kind of partial.
Who said what about me?
She said, you two are just adorable.
Oh, thank you.
OHIO.
That's right.
That's the thing, Popcorn. I think people that don't follow a lot of true crime like I do, and probably a lot of the people that in the chat don't realize the sheer volume of bodies that are found. I guess we can say whatever we want because YouTube's.
Elise, I believe that there was no grand theft auto charge because she would have to list that charge. Him just being in possession of the vehicle doesn't necessarily show that he stole it, kind of thing. People can be allowed to drive other people's vehicles. So since she wasn't around to file a report, it wasn't considered grand theft auto at the time.
Do y'all think Cassie was paid for the TV interview? If so, she and her hubby can be bought for the right price.
In that case, she should cash in on this $170,000 reward and turn her brother in.
There you go. Oh, thank you, Mike. I think she's beautiful inside and out.
You guys are sweet.
She's an amazing woman.
I live in Maine, and if you're involved in a domestic assault, somebody is going to jail. That's supposed to be the case in Utah. And they Mom played a clip earlier about the cops kind of talking about it and them debating whether this was something that they should do. But they were supposed, typically, if they believe a true domestic violence situation is happening, they're supposed to arrest one or both parties.
Hi, Shellbell. Welcome to our little chat group.
Jack doesn't like dog, and we gonna have words.
He seems to be such a polarizing figure. A lot of people are saying, where did he wasn't so prominent today, But I think maybe he got some backlash of when he kept, the last couple of days when he kept saying, oh, well, I'm probably going to find him in about an hour. I think he might have got some backlash over that.
Yeah,
maybe he's laying it a little low today.
And I think his daughter has said that they were going to be more tight-lipped going forward. So I don't know if they're worried that what they're saying or where they're searching is getting around to Brian. But that's
I thought it was so funny she blocked Katie Joy, Dog's daughter. She blocked Katie Joy.
Oh, is that who they were saying did it earlier? Oh, that's funny. I am the good Katie.
Yeah, you would think, wouldn't driving your dead fiance's car be a, yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. I couldn't find it. Be enough for probable cause. You would think that would do
You
it.
think just showing up and like not reporting her missing after 2 weeks would also be probable cause? Or the fact that he was ready with a lawyer's card the second that they were like, where's Gabby?
I think Dog the Bounty Hunter knows how to find people. That's been his career for a lot of years. But he's such a showman. But that's just who he is.
Yeah. And I was saying when you were off for a minute, I was saying, yeah, he's a reality TV star and he's this and he's that. He's a showman. But it has never negated that he's still really, really good at what he does.
Yeah. You know, I've heard a lot about that fire within wow, she sent somebody for the picture. It's such a fine line because it's so hard, but I think when they're doing
to the point that you're sending people to crime scenes to take pictures, you are being exploitative at that point.
Yeah. At that point, you're going too far. Or if you're doing 3 videos a day and 2 live streams and it's too much.
Jay Cannon, I think the video cam or the body cam videos are being released a little bit at a time, probably due to Freedom of Information Act requests. I don't believe the police want to release any of this.
No, I think they're waiting. Bad light. I think they're absolutely waiting for the Freedom of Information requests before they release them. And that's why you're seeing every couple days, here's some more video.
They've said that there is an active investigation in their office relating to how this was handled. In some of the videos, you hear them referencing that they called the assistant chief during this case to see kind of more information on how they should handle it. So it wasn't even just the cops on scene. It was what their brass was telling them to do. So there's a problem with the whole place.
Oh, Joe said he posted his messages. Let me look, Joe. I didn't see him.
Yeah, Ted, the Moab chief resigned.
Joe, I don't see any messages.
That's interesting. All the things they say the FOIA was denied on the female officer. They exempted it. I wonder why.
Does anybody else see Joe's messages? I sure don't see him, Joe.
All I see now is that he says, I am in the UK. Well, I'm assuming. But if I wasn't in the UK, I'm assuming he means I would hunt him down myself.
Oh, they said they couldn't see the resemblance with you and I, Katie. Maybe if I take my glasses off.
I am the 50-50 split between her and my dad.
She really is. For sure.
Yeah, Gabby's dad was at the Laundrie's house. He's actually been banned from but you know what I mean. He's not allowed to step foot back on their property at this point.
Billy says, I think the FBI had a talk with Dog.
I think that there was probably some, I don't want to say bad blood, but some, when he found stuff at the campsite that they said that they looked at but then ruled out, there was probably some defensiveness going on. But there was a plainclothes officer placed with Dog's team as of at least yesterday so that they can show that they're working together.
Hi, good luck. Hi, good looking. Nope, they haven't caught him yet. Not that I know of.
They haven't released what they found in the camper yet. They haven't even released. I don't believe there's any, I don't think the warrant was even for anything specific. It was just for the camper, in the camper itself. Oh.
Rick Hansen brings up a good point. He said, Brian is painted by the FBI as a super genius, which says how corrupt they are. It's funny because people either think he's brilliant or an idiot, but I'm thinking, Well, he's not an idiot because he still hasn't been caught, right?
I know there were so many people even a week ago that were like, oh, he won't last long in the Florida wilderness. Well, he's lasted. So he's either not in the wilderness. I think he has help, and I think that negates it to some extent too, but also he's obviously not an idiot. Do you think he's dead, Fran? I really don't think he's dead.
The only thing missing in this chat is Nat. Stop it, just say it. Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Who's
it's
Nat?
so bad. Oh, you don't even want to know. That's that live
Is this
chat
like when
I
I
had.
asked who Katie Joy was?
Yes, that's that live chat I had that night that went crazy because Nat came on.
Oh my goodness.
It was a nightmare.
I mean, I think there's a little, I'm not saying he's a genius, Annette, like a lot of people are. I don't think he's a genius, but I don't think he's as dumb as people make him out to be either. I think you see a lot of like polar opposites in the way that people paint him. I don't think he's either one of those. Don't even ask, Katie.
She doesn't even want to know. See, that's what I'm saying, Sandra. He got such a big head start that I feel like he could be far away from where he started.
I hit on that a lot in our last chat. His parents say that they last saw him on the 14th, but do we have any actual eyewitnesses that saw him prior to that? Like, can we verify that the 14th was the day that he went missing? Like, I feel like it could have been a lot longer than that. But even if it was that day, they gave him 3 days before they reported him missing.
I'm sorry, Joe. I scrolled back. I went way back and I didn't see anything. Dog has a retired cop working with him, has been on board since the beginning. Please, if you don't have facts, don't say it. I agree. You have to be so careful what you're putting out.
Well, also, like, I totally get it. If you don't like Dog, that's fabulous. But you can't say that he's not good at what he does.
He does find people. I mean, that's what he's done for years and years. I'm not a big fan of his, but I will say that he finds people. I mean, that's what he does. But yeah, he's a big showman, and that's just his personality. That's why he's on reality TV, because he's a showman. He's not everybody's cup of tea, that's for sure.
Right, Becky. So nobody knows other than the camping trip. So let's entertain the thought that that was, what, the 3rd through the 5th that they went on the camping trip? What if they stock that camper full of goodies? They go out to the campsite and they set him off with everything he can carry on his back, plus maybe a couple extra stashes out in the woods. And then
bye, Lori. Have a good one.
Just a story. And he's been walking around God knows where for 2 weeks.
A coward like him who abuses women won't be brave enough to commit suicide. He will try and hide out and then provoke police to kill him when confronted.
I agree with that.
I don't know.
I think he's a narcissist, and narcissists do not unalive themselves.
No, I don't think he'll unalive himself, but I don't think he'll provoke the police to do it either.
No, I don't. I think when you're a narcissist, well, I do think that there's a component of like feeling like you can't die. But
see, I think if he was confronted with the police, he will immediately cave. That's what I feel like. Like he'll just be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like, because he's a coward. So I think when he's confronted, he'll be like, I'm done. I'm over. Take me in.
Oh, the 6th to the 8th. Yeah. So, but I mean, even still, like different dates, but the premise is still the same. Rob, you can chill a little. But like, that he still could have been missing for, we're talking another 7 days, or missing. He still could have had a 7-day head start over what we thought he had.
I mean, I agree. You would think that was really stupid, but he's still not caught. It's amazing to me. This many people looking for him, and he's still not caught. It's crazy. That's the only thing that runs through my mind too, Greg, is maybe we're all wrong, and he is not living, and that's why nobody can find him. But I always go back to, I do think they had a picture of him on the trail cam. I do think at that point he was running around that area.
Mm-hmm.
His sister visited the campsite so they could have a third body in surveillance footage since the reservation was for 3. That's interesting.
I like that idea. Well, that theory. I was gonna say I like that idea.
Oh, Joe, I'm so sorry.
Mm.
That's horrible, Joe. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. He needs the power feel. He needs superior feeling, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's how I feel. But usually it's been my experience that people like that, once they're confronted, especially by authority, they'll cave. You see how he acts with the police in the videos, where he's so nice and charming with them and buddy. And yeah, Fran, I think they're all originally from New York.
Yeah. Gabby's family, her mom and stepdad still live in New York. Her dad moved down to Florida to be close to her.
Melissa says the trail cam picture was debunked. How would that be debunked? I don't understand. Because nobody ever said it.
The trail cam picture that a person picked up, not like the national park picture. That one has been debunked, but not the national park ones.
No, Melissa, I'm not talking about the one somebody said they had a picture of him. That's not. I'm talking about the theory that the reason they keep searching that one area is because they have that preserve has all those trail cams and they have night vision. And the theory is they're searching that area over and over because they probably saw a picture of him, but they're not going to tell us that.
Right.
Oh, I'll see if I can get you as a mod. It's really hard to do once the stream starts.
Okay, but is she actually drunk? She might do a better job if she is. I feel like the next one of these, I might have to have tequila for this. There was somebody. Yes, Beverly. Sister saw him on 9/1 and 9/6, so now she knows we know she was lying for sure. And I'm not allowed to say the word that I think she is because YouTube will suppress this. But wow, just like not even a good lie, man. Like I don't think it would have hurt her any to say that she saw him 9/1 or 9/6 because he wasn't supposedly missing yet. But she still lied about it. Like this is just more and more the Laundrie family. Ooh, girl.
See, David thinks he's not alive too. I'm surprised how many think he's not.
Yeah.
I feel like he is, but
I don't feel like his family would be this nonchalant if there was any reason to believe he was dead.
Yeah, you would think they'd be more upset.
There's Joe's 3 out of 3, Mama.
Oh.
Drink, no worms. No. Lately, Terramana. So good, and there's no worm. Oh, that's interesting, Melissa. I had heard about him being seen walking behind his parents' house, but I didn't know there was a picture of it.
I so agree, Joe. Victims need to get the abuser 100% out of their life and circle 100%, no compromises. Police need a new step-by-step procedure and teach to children. I so agree, Joe. And I'm so sorry you had to go through all that. It's heartbreaking. And the scary thing is so many people go through this every day. Do you think he meant to do it, or do you think he accidentally did it? It seemed to me like he did not want to kill her when the cops were questioning him.
I don't know, because again, I'm still big into the fact that he was well into a lot of crazy books about killing people and about people going missing out on trails and cross-country trips. And that alone sets off a lot of alarm bells for me, that he modeled himself to some extent after Oyster in the, oh my God, I just forgot the guy's name. But anyway, whole book about a guy who's on a cross-country trip with his girlfriend. He walks barefoot. He hates plastic bottles. The whole thing is like Brian Laundrie to a T, and down to being left on the side of the road. So I I feel like it was, at least to some extent, planned.
See, a lot of people think it was premeditated. I don't, but I can see why people would think that.
Yeah, Oyster.
Matt says, wow, I almost got in trouble once because my girlfriend accidentally. You know, years ago, I was working for a big jewelry company in customer service. And back then I bruised so easy. And my husband and I would always just be messing around with each other, wrestling and stuff. And my boss called me in one day wanting to know if I was DV. So I get it.
Yeah.
But at least people care enough to ask.
Yes, Chuck Palahniuk. Thank you, Bossy. My hero.
I was like, who is
Not.
pointing at?
I'm not.
I thought you were pointing at me.
You too. You over there. You in the pink.
See, some people don't like slow mode. I'm always conflicted.
It does seem to kind of make the messages all pop up at once.
But if you're a moderator, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
If you're trying to moderate.
I was trying to find my rundown on the whole Oyster thing, and now I can't find it. I have saved way too many things on my phone.
There's only 3 options here. Either he's dead, he's, I think you mean close to mommy and daddy in Florida, or he's hit the road far away. My money
day by
is,
day, it seems like it changes.
He's nowhere near. See, that's kind of what I think, Jay. I think he's like in Mexico or Canada. I think he's long gone.
I think if he has 3 brain cells rubbed together, he should be gone.
Thank you, Jay Cannon.
She does have a good one.
I thought it was strange there were so many 911 calls at Brian's house. Excuse me.
I think it's strange that all of those 911 calls still didn't prompt the Northport police to actually look into what was going on.
It is weird that more friends aren't speaking unless Gabby's family asked them not to.
Yeah, or they were paid not to.
That could be.
Or maybe they didn't have as many friends as we think they would do.
Did I miss something? I was messing with stuff.
No, I was reading Sherry's comment. My thought is that Cassie was lied to about Gabby and she just disappeared on me. Rude.
Sorry.
Just gone.
Oops.
My thought is that Cassie was lied to about Gabby and went to the campground to talk to him, and he would not talk to her. I don't think she took her kids. Who goes to a campground without your kids? I don't know if it wasn't that was the case, but I think she didn't take her kids because it was a time that the family was all getting their stories in line, and it was not a time to have children around. It was a time to plan, and it was a time to get your stuff straight and that sort of thing.
I'm so glad, Annie. I'm so glad you're realizing and getting out of it. If it's toxic, it's just toxic and you need to get out.
It's true. Bleed Blue, if we're not reading your messages, it's just because we're not seeing them. It blips up like 10 at a time on my screen.
Yeah, that's why I put the slow mode on so we could read more of them.
Yes, Perfect 10, Lullaby. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. The Lullaby book with Oyster. Oyster gets away at the end of the book. So that better not be how this is going down. Also, I bet Chuck Palahniuk is getting a lot of sales off of this.
I care about abused boys. I don't think gender matters. You can be abused no matter what gender you are.
Yeah.
I've seen both. My thought is that Cassie was lied to about Gabby and went to the campground to talk to him.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, that's what you already did. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just don't think that the conversations that were being had at that point were for planning purposes, and this was a purposely, like, you don't take your kids because we gotta nail our story down, fam.
Rigger, you gotta stop with the political stuff, really.
He's trying real hard to bring that in.
Oh, thank you, Joe. People are saying Brian's an outdoor man. This is hype just because he goes camping and yoga. Send me to the USA. I will hunt him myself. I was a scout. We love you, Joe. I do think he's good at being outside, though, because they were saying he went on the Appalachian Trail for 3 months by himself and did just fine.
I agree, Bleed. The cops should have taken him to jail. I think at the very least they should have arrested both of them if there was a question about which one was actually being abused. And I bet they're really wishing now that they would have done that. Jay Cannon, she wasn't a former DA. She worked for the DA. She worked for the county office.
See, I don't know. I don't think it was like an accident. I think he meant what he did, but I think it was in a fit of rage or something.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know any lawyer either that at this point, if it had been if he believed it was an accident, would have told them to go to these lengths to keep it quiet either. So, I mean, they could always just have a really bad lawyer, but.
Rick says that was only alleged. I thought that was his family that said he went out on that trail for 3 months. Maybe not. You could be right, Rick. Thank you so much, Ted. Like it or not, the Dirty Laundries already achieved their goal and gave him a head start. I agree. They gave him a huge head start. Huge.
Yeah. Even if the timeline is correct and he actually only got his head start on the 14th, he still got a good head start. Bye, Joe. Have a good night.
Hey, Joe. It was so nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Have
Ted.
a wonderful night. Oh, Mermaid's here. I didn't see her sneak in. What if he locked her out of the van and he went back to get her and she was gone? No, I don't think so.
My question is still, like, why would you then drive days back to Florida and say nothing to her family?
And not report her missing. Yeah, that just... I think it's funny, Jay, that they don't get a new attorney because the one they're using, he's like a real estate attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's probably also a family friend or something.
Yeah. Annette says the wife of the father is being abused too. They're keeping her quiet. They're afraid of him. I think that's kind of an interesting theory.
Yeah.
Especially if Brian grew up in a household where he saw that as normal.
I thought that too, just by the body language.
I can see that.
But that's just me. That's not a fact. That's just me speculating. But
Lee Blue says you're cute, Mom.
Aw, that's so sweet. That's what I said. We have the nicest people. The first mistake the Laundries made was bringing his Mustang home. His phone was at home and now his car. Now he can't call or drive. That's a good point.
I think they gave him a burner.
I do too.
Lindsay says, if my son came home without his girlfriend, even if it was after a breakup, and didn't tell me details and her parents were calling, my son would be at the police department. Amen. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
especially if she
none of it adds up.
Because she lived with them. So that would be super odd that she didn't come back when she lives there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear he was going to get an award. I heard there was an investigation over how it was handled.
His chief of police has quit, so I don't think he's going to be giving any awards right now.
Or he's on a leave of absence or something.
Yeah, he has. He's not on the force right now either way.
See, I played this clip earlier, Stephen. If you guys want me to play it again, I can. I played the clip where I'm Kay, and that's my daughter, Katie. They were like, which one's Kay? And that's Katie. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way.
I don't know who's on what side because I see on the right, but somebody said before I was on the left. So I
wanted to leave the domestic violence phone number up, but it covers our names up. There we are.
Which I don't understand because it's not actually in the spot where our names are.
I know. If somebody knows how to fix that, will they tell me? I feel like there's a way to fix that. Like I'm doing something wrong that my banner covers up our names.
I think Just Saying says, I think it's weird that Brian is such a clean eater and environmentalist, but he drives a gas guzzler like a Mustang. I think that there's a lot of discrepancies in Brian's personality, and that just makes me believe even more about like the Lullaby book and Oyster and how he's modeled a lot of parts of his personality after Oyster, because he doesn't otherwise necessarily behave like an actual environmentalist. He just has the same traits as Oyster. He won't drink out of plastic. He walks around everywhere barefoot.
He could just be a walking oxymoron.
There's that too.
That's what he sounds like to me. Like
He could just be a spoiled brat who,
that too.
Mom and Daddy gave me a Mustang, so I drive it because I'm cool, but I won't drink out of plastic.
Oh, Katie does have pretty eyes, doesn't she, Matt?
I got them from her. Well, my dad too, actually. They're both blue-eyed, damn it.
Thank you, Mermaid. Yeah, if you guys could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Woo, 600, Katie. Woohoo.
You know,
crazy?
Melvin, it is. Again, don't you guys have something better to do? But also, hi. You're my friend now. You can't go anywhere. If Brian is so crafty and clearly doesn't want to be caught, why didn't he try to hide her body instead of leaving it out in the open to be found? I believe he probably tried to bury it, but there's a lot of wildlife in that area. I think from what we know, it was at least a shallow grave.
It made me so sad seeing where the dad put this cross. I about lost it. Do we know where Brian worked?
I don't believe he did work.
See,
Or no, didn't he have like a remote thing? I don't remember.
maybe somebody in chat will answer. I never even thought about that. I know they didn't have any money because they were constantly getting money from their parents.
Mm.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? She says, I'd leave for 45 minutes and come back and there's 600 people.
We have a lot of new friends. So
New friends.
Psycho says, why don't you explain Oyster? So real quick, there's a book by Chuck Palahniuk. It's called Lullaby. If you don't know, Chuck is known for writing some really disgusting and disturbing stuff. But in the book, it's a fiction about a couple who goes on a cross-country journey, just like these two. And in search of the book, they're looking for a book in their journey, and he kills people along the way. Or no, the book kills people. I'm sorry, I'm getting all manners of confused. But Oyster is the main character here. He's a nihilist environmentalist who hates plastic containers, hates people, doesn't believe in shoes, goes barefoot everywhere he goes. He rocks a goatee, and he claims to be one of God's alligators, and he is involved in a lot of like domestic disturbances. So they travel through a lot of the states, but it becomes like the big part of the plot is after they get through like Kansas and Colorado. At one point, Oyster gets locked out of the car that he and Mona share because of his assault on another character and is abandoned on the side of the road. So, I mean, that's really like the fastest rundown I can give you. And there's a lot of similarities here between the two. And that book shows up repeatedly on Brian's Instagram feed. Definitely one of the things that he was very interested in. And then their video on YouTube shows that he's reading Annihilated, which is a book about women going missing off trail.
Rick, you don't have to sing unless you want to.
Yes, Lisa or Liza. I'm sorry if I say it wrong, but it's incredibly creepy to like see these parallels between the two books in a book that he read repeatedly. Like it shows up on his Instagram feed at least twice, several months apart. And he read other books by him that he was also reading Annihilation in their video. And that's part of why I think it was planned.
Did she explain it tonight and I missed it? She's saying she just said how to display both in chat.
Display both what?
The banner and our names.
Oh.
See, I'm thinking there's a way to do it, and I just don't know. I've looked in all the settings, though. But I know it kind of makes people nuts when they can't see our names, and I get it. Because they're like, who's talking? I can't see their name.
Thank you for the super chat, Psycho.
Hey, Amanda, I don't think he did, but my daughter does. So there you go. We're split on that. I don't think he killed the couple, but Katie thinks he might have.
I think it's an awfully large coincidence.
No, Ben, I haven't seen where they've released that yet.
I think they're holding it on purpose.
Oh, thank you so much, Ralph. What a sweet thing to say. Thank you. Yeah, but see, Amber, if I put the banners up, then you can't see who we are. And see, I had this banner up for the domestic violence hotline. And when I put it up here, then you can't see our names.
It just boggles my mind, though, because our names are actually, well, for me at least, they show up on our actual video part. And that video, or that banner is not over our video.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Thank you, Marilyn, for the super sticker. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know, Bossy, 620. It's crazy. And such a chill group. That's why we always get the best people in here.
Amber, I agree. I think it's too strong of a coincidence. My mama does not agree, which is funny because my mom does not believe in coincidences. This is something I grew up with. Don't. I'm telling y'all.
I usually always say there's no such thing as a coincidence, but I think in this one instance it is. I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was planned, D-Dubs. I don't think it was planned. I could be wrong.
I think he's at least had the idea in his head to kill her for quite some time. But I also think he's trying to be Oyster. So, I mean, my mom's more realistic.
If they found unknown Y DNA on her body, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ted, they got to protect the evidence. I know it's frustrating, but, there's a reason why they can't tell us everything, even though we want to know.
Yeah.
Who said that? John Walsh said that? I didn't hear that. Did you, Katie?
Uh-uh.
That he accidentally said she was beaten?
I mean, maybe he's just thinking that that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say that. He said it on CNN.
Wow. But I don't think the FBI would have told him that. Mrs. G, definitely I think he did kill the couple, and that's why he's so agitated and killed Gabby because she was so emotional. We've heard a couple people think that, and it's a good theory. I get why people would think it.
Yeah.
What was found in Cocoa Beach? This John Walsh thing. See, John Walsh thinks like I do, that he went to Mexico. That's what I think. But nobody's looking at Mexico. Let's all go to Mexico. Let's go check it out.
We still got to get to Circleville, girl. We can't even get that done.
Katie looks like Gillian Anderson plus Bonnie Bedelia. That's so funny.
I love you. You are all my hype squad now. Can I take you places with me?
Isn't it nice? Well, I don't think that's a fact, Yolande. I don't think it's a fact that that's what happened. I do think maybe next week they'll release it soon, I think.
At some point they'll have to, but
I don't know. Unless you think John Walsh has information, I don't know.
I mean, I imagine he's getting tips just like Dog is, but like how there's only so far that they can work those without involving law enforcement. So,
let me know if you need me to put it in. Let me Google and get that.
Yeah. I do think the autopsy report will give us some answers, but I don't think it's anything that the police don't already know. Tina loves us, Mom. I'm just saying.
So nice.
I'm gonna
Thank you,
put
Tina.
them all in a hype squad for me. You guys can just follow me around.
I wonder
and
if there's
enjoy this.
other mother-daughter YouTube channels. What do you think?
I would think there'd have to be.
Maybe it would be the only one.
You're the person who knows this space, not me. So
Let me see if I can put Gabby's foundation link up.
yeah, Sherry, I think.
But
We know
it's
the
not-
autopsy's finalized. It's just that they're not releasing anything to us except for the fact that it was a homicide. So Bleed Blue says, watch up church videos. There's another person involved. Another person involved how?
I saw you say that earlier, Bleed. I don't know. Maybe you can expand on that a little bit. That could be, too. They may not release it because it may have information they need to use to prosecute him.
Yeah.
I believe that, too, Annette. You know, when it gets to that point, they just won't let him go. And that's why I said that usually the most dangerous time for somebody is when they try to leave.
Yeah. Jake Hannon says we're like the Judds.
Oh, what a compliment.
Right? That's speaking to my 90s love and little heart.
Y'all, I saw the Judds on my honeymoon when nobody knew who they were. We were on our honeymoon and we're like, oh, there's this concert and somebody, and I remember asking somebody, who are the Judds? And they were like, it's a mom and a daughter. And we just fell in love with them at that concert.
And I sang Grandpa Tell Me About the Good Old Days at my talent show in elementary school. So that's just going to date me as well, but that's all right. Yes, Dennis, this is what I'm saying. 6 people in the Tetons in August.
See, that's your people, Katie. They agree with you.
know. Okay,
I don't believe that.
This is it's just insane to say that just suddenly out of nowhere in 15 years there's 6 times more murders than we've had in it over a decade.
In that area, you mean?
Yes, in that area.
Susan said, yeah. So that kind of answers that, Susan. They definitely think he was involved in more. I kind of don't, so.
Yeah. No, I do not live with my mama. Although sometimes I wish I did.
No, she has her own little life and hubby and baby, but we're pretty close. Which Judd is which?
You know, I still actually never get that right, so. I gotta scroll back up. I'm missing things. Bleed Blue. I know you said watch the Upchurch videos, but what other person is involved or how are they involved is what I'm asking.
I love the Judds. I'll always love the Judds. My husband is Leo, and they're not going to tell us they have to. Yeah, I totally get why they can't do that.
I think even if and when the full autopsy report is released, it's probably going to have a lot of stuff redacted in it so that it's stuff that only they have.
It is frustrating. I agree. I haven't seen anything too new today. They just released some more videos. We played parts of those earlier, but I haven't really seen anything. Given that the potential court date, even if Zoom would have been around the 25th, I think that would have triggered him. Yeah, the can you help Stan text message. I think he sent that. I don't think she would have called her grandfather Stan.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I think their relationship was toxic for a long time. A long time. I know my blinds. People always talk about it, and they got dog slobber on them. Sorry, guys. I'm going to make a YouTube room, though. I'm making a really cool backdrop for it. So y'all won't have to
may not involve glitter. Y'all should stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I got big plans for this YouTube room.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all won't believe it. Yeah, no political discussions, you guys. That just never goes well. So we're not going to talk about politics tonight. We're just going to stick to the subject.
Jake Cannon says, did you see the lady screaming outside of the Laundrie's house? Yes.
Yeah, I played the video. That's a YouTuber.
Yeah, that's a YouTuber. We were all very amused.
She's always been like that, though. She reminds me kind of Dog being that big personality and that big show person and wanting all the attention.
Yep.
But she's way worse. I shouldn't have compared her to Dog because she's way worse than Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, because this is solely self-promotion to do that stuff. It's cool, Bleed. I will absolutely go watch the videos before our next live. I just wanted you to know I did indeed read your messages. I was just asking, like, how is somebody else involved? I'm interested.
Yeah, if y'all really want, I can play the Molly Go Lightly again, but probably nobody needs to see it again.
I mean, it is humorous as hell.
Oh, thanks for subbing, Amy. We're in Ohio. Oh, hi. Then you have to finish it.
It's OHIO, mama.
Oh, did I do it wrong? It's because I'm getting tired.
Said, oh, hi. And I'm like, girl.
Getting past my bedtime.
My mama works too much, y'all.
Oh, I think it was very disrespectful. The stuff she was yelling was just gross. There's no reason to act like that. But she got what she wanted, which was the news interviewing her. So the only thing that I'm surprised at is she didn't give her YouTube channel name. That shocks me.
At least not while she was on Brian Enton's video.
At least not that we know of.
Yeah.
I know, Mermaid, you need another mod before you start talking about Molly Go Lightly. We probably have to have 5 more.
Mm-hmm.
The American accent. Who has an accent? I don't. Katie doesn't.
I mean, if they're not American, it's an accent.
Yeah, I love Kentucky. We go to the lake there, took the whole family, had a great time. Lake Cumberland, so pretty. Ted, we're not going to talk about politics. Y'all are just, no, we're not going to do that.
I'm sure the FBI bugged the house. I mean, she wanted 15 minutes of fame. Yes.
Lock your door and shut the blinds. This window behind me always bothers people so much.
If it helps people, that window is like 30 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
Nobody's face is going to be up in there.
Nobody's going to climb in my window, you guys. They always think that. Dad's, you're so funny. You're just like your dad because he's always like, babe, tell him that window's like 40 feet off the ground. Nobody's coming in the window.
Your house is like built into a hill, so.
Yeah, we're way up on a hill. So funny. That's why I got to get my YouTube room done.
Yeah, but I want to work in the basement.
I want to work for the FBI. I think I'd be so good. I should be an FBI profiler. That would have been my dream job. I'm serious.
Mama, you can still do it.
I probably could. What's that school they send him to? FBI school, but there's a name for it. I mean, I need to go. I need to go to FBI school.
Somebody come take this woman.
I couldn't believe she said that, Liza. That was so stupid to say that. And it was just gross. Who does that? Oh, you used to have a houseboat at Lake Cumberland. I love Lake Cumberland. We need to get back there.
Yeah, I think her threatening to burn down the house was kind of dumb because we were talking about it earlier, but I'm sure the FBI and local PD are just really tired of dealing with all the trolls outside that house right now. So saying things like that is a good way to get arrested for threats. Terrorism, whatever you want to call it.
Iced coffee. I need some iced coffee. Could you bring some? She's saying Brian's going to pop up in the window. No. Being British, I can tell the difference. I'm sure you can, William. I was just joking with you. I'm sure to you we have a big accent. Usually people because I've moved from several states, so they never can quite figure out where I'm from. They're always like, where are you from?
Yes, Black Skull. His sister was with them at the campground. For at least a little bit.
Oh, Aaron, I don't think that at all. It will I feel like for sure it's going to be ruled a homicide. Well, it already was.
Yeah, I don't know that they can. I mean, unless they had like a lot of evidence to the contrary, I don't think they'll go back and say that it's not.
Yeah, because they already ruled it a
Oh, I lost my
homicide.
earpiece trying to sit up.
The school of we let other agencies solve the case and then take all the credit. I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I want to go to FBI profiler school. I do think they put out pretty good profilers since they're the ones that kind of invented it. Dog's daughter posted that he turned in for the night. Yeah, he laid pretty low today.
I think they were just hitting the pavement and trying to get stuff done.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to go to bed.
Bed? What's that?
Mommy has to go to bed. Yeah, I do too, Angel. I want to see them get charged with aiding and abetting. We'll have to wait and find out.
Yes.
But
I will have a party on that day also.
We'll have a big party on that day. Yeah, that's what I said, Amber. They definitely did say the manner of death was homicide.
Mm-hmm. Do you think she was killed in the van or ran from him and he killed her where they found her? I think... Well,
that's how I feel. I feel like he was hitting her or something and she took off running.
I think if he had killed her in the van, we would know by now, even with them holding a lot of information. But
what's bed? I don't know what sleep is. I work so many hours, Doug. I know most of the YouTube channels, see, I can't even talk now, are really night owls. But yeah. I'm not a night owl because I work all day. Darn it. So I say work always gets in the way of my fun YouTube time. That could be too, Amber. That could be a secondary crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a protest tomorrow at the Laundrie house.
Ah.
I do feel kind of bad for the neighbors. Can you imagine living on that street?
I know. That's got to be really tough to live with.
Stephen, I think he's alive.
I'm like 99-1 on that.
Well, I want to thank you guys all for coming. I have to get to bed, but thank you all so much.
It was really fun to talk to everybody.
Thanks for all the new subscribers. Thank you for the likes. Hey, we'll do I'm going to do a giveaway again. So when the replay is up, if you leave a comment, you'll get in a drawing to win some popcorn from my popcorn company. So be sure and leave a comment. And
it's really good popcorn, you guys. It's damn good popcorn.
Faith Adams was our winner last time. And yeah, so leave a comment when this goes back up. Thank you, Liza. Thank you, Carly. Thank you so much for modding. Thank you, Mermaid.
Thank you to everybody who encourages me in believing all of my conspiracy theories.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I'm so glad you joined us. Watch for us to go live again. We definitely not tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you hit the subscribe button, it'll let you know when we're going live. Yes, let's all say a good thought and a prayer that they catch him tonight or tomorrow. That would be wonderful. But good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks, Carly. Thanks, Katie.
Bye, Mama.
Love you.